Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome to Assassin's Creed Unity. This will be live stream number 1 as we look to see what the game has to offer and see everything there is to see. That is the plan. Haven't really decided about Platinum, obviously, we don't check until at the end. For those wondering what's happened with Assassin's Creed Rogue, we will go back. So, I was kind of umming and ahhing last night. I did put it on Discord as well about it. And I was saying that I wasn't sure what to do about Rogue. In terms of, we have finished the story, but that isn't it. We can get the Platinum, but it does take a lot of time. It's going to be a lot of just going for every place after place and clearing. And to be honest, it gets a bit tedious after a while when there's no story. If there were side missions, that would add some story as well. Absolutely fine, but there isn't. I know there's people in chat, bear with me, I can't read chat for the second one, I'm just doing the YouTube side. So yeah, that was my issue, and I didn't think it was good on you guys just to watch us hop around different islands, and not really do too much, but that's all we had left to do. So because of that, I decided, after speaking to you guys last night, that I think we should give this a go. So this was our plan anyway. We were planning on doing this one next. What I'm going to try and do, and my time outside of streaming is very limited because of editing, recording, all the other good stuff I do, but I'm thinking I'm going to try and do all the other stuff we've missed on my own time, and we'll come back to Assassin's Creed Rogue for the legendary ships and all the other good stuff like that. That's my kind of thinking. It may be a little while before we go back, just because it depends on when I get the time to do everything else. Let me just catch up with chat quickly. Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Lexi. How are you both? Good morning, Mr. Mayor Plays. How are you? So yes, Assassin's Creed Unity now. Okay, I'll be completely honest. I have played this before, as I have every Assassin's Creed game, many, many moons ago. And when I say moons, I mean moons. So I'm checking sound. Perfect. And honestly, I don't remember much of the story. There's certain things that stick out in my mind. I'm assuming, like all the other games we've done, I would guess as soon as we start seeing the story, things will come back. Thanks for the like, by the way, much appreciated. But currently, I don't remember much about the story. There are little things that stick out. So, lockpicking. For some reason, I've got lockpicking in my head. That was a bit tedious and difficult. That's kind of in my mind, and I don't know why. And so I'm just trying to type and talk. The two things I can't multitask. And the other thing is, I remember when this game first came out. Yes, it was a bit buggy, and all that stuff. So I'm still trying to type and talk. Okay, I can now talk freely. I just can't type and talk to a certain point, and then once we get to a certain point, I can talk again. No, so I don't remember lots about the story. In fact, I don't remember very little. I'm assuming it will come back to me. Lockpicking, and the other big thing, when the game originally came out and there were bugs and people complained, I get that. But the one thing they did that hadn't been done before at the time this came out, this is 2014, so we're talking 8 years ago. The way they captured France hadn't been done before, and it was a massive feat of world building prowess that Ubisoft showcased within this game. So I'm still trying to multitask. I thought I was there, but I'm not. There we go, done. So that in itself says there is a lot of architecture to look forward to. That in itself will, really showcase to us what they did. So that's something I'm looking forward to. We shall see. Arno, at least Romeo Juliet thing easy. Just breaking down the story quite quickly, eh? Arno, Elise, Romeo and Juliet, done. Okay, shall we begin? It's do what? I think I'm going to miss this. We've only got one more Assassin's Creed game to do after Unity Syndicate, and whenever I start a new one, whenever I'm at this point about to press X to go in for the first time, I don't know. There's something about it. I just look at the screen and go, "I'm looking forward to this," because normally the opening sequences are fantastic. And I am looking forward to this. I don't know why. There's something about it that fills me with a lot of joy at this point. Oh, I do need to try and stay comfortable. My back has not fully recovered from yesterday. It is very stiff and sore, and painkillers aren't working as always. Hopefully, the hay fever tablets will work today. That'll be a bonus. Right, Assassin's Creed Unity. I'm hoping my insurance don't ring during the stream as it did yesterday. I apologise massively for that interruption. I'm hoping they don't. There's no guarantees with them though. I know what they're like. They'll do it out of nowhere. Right, let us begin. Let's just stop dilly-dallying. Let's press the X and see what comes first. We have also already got the DLC downloaded as well.
The past is not lost. The past lives inside us. Encoded in the double helix are the experiences of our ancestors. After 3 decades of research, our engineers have forged the cutting edge of biotechnological interfaces. We have unlocked the lives of our forebears. We have opened a window into the past. This is total immersion entertainment. With the press of a button, you will experience the most pivotal moments in history. All from the comfort of home. Welcome to Helix, where the past is your playground.
That's quite cool. That's a really cool opening sequence. I like that. I do need to turn the music off and put subtitles on as soon as I get a chance to. Oh wow, what is this? Okay. I'm confused. The Tragedy of Jacques de Molay. I'm assuming that's where we start? I don't remember this at all.
Last of the heroic Knights Templar, Jacques de Molay was a man of principle, a towering intellect, betrayed by those he trusted. In this episode of Fallen Heroes, experience Jacques de Molay's final tragic hours through the eyes of one of his closest friends and advisors.
Okay. Yeah, I don't for the life of me remember any of this, but then I didn't know if I would or not, to be fair. Although this, I suppose this is a prologue, isn't it? I suppose. Is that what you call it? Epilogues afterwards, prologues before. Paris, France, 13th October 1307. I didn't want to pause it. I need to get to options. I need to change some of the settings.
Who goes there?
A friend of the temple.
Floirac. The council's message was absolute. You're not welcome here.
I must speak with the Grand
There were new
Master.
things added, so in the
He's
menu.
in
Oh,
session.
okay.
They all are. Another day, perhaps.
King Philip disagrees.
Damn you, man. Why you're not rotting in a cell at this moment, I cannot fathom.
Right. Are we going to take over and fight, maybe?
We are betrayed. Draw your swords, men. Defend the temple. Not you, brother. I have a different task for you. Come with me.
Okay.
King Philip's moving fast.
So let's pause for a second. Let me actually do what I wanted to do now. We may get a copyright strike. It's not a strike, copyright notice because of the music, which is fine. To be fair, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect anything really. Everyone complains about it, but I actually don't have an issue. Right, I believe that's on. So that should be subtitles on, music off. That's what we wanted. Perfect. I don't need to change anything else, I don't think. Companion app. No clue. I do remember the companion app, actually. I remember companion app. I don't remember much about it, though. Also in conflict. Yeah, okay. Perfect. It's just the music I was worried about. We have a database entry of Jacques de Molay. Obviously, we always look through all of these, so it's definitely worth having a look. It makes us understand, hopefully, more about what's going on. Okay, so Jacques de Molay. He was born between 1245 and 1250. Now, that's a long labour. So, straight away, they've put in the joke with the first character, 5-year labour. There's no way. He was born, no doubt, in Malay, Haute-Saône. He was received into the Order of the Templars at the Beaune House in 2065. Apologies again for pronunciation in advance. After the fall of Acre, a general chapter meeting of the Order met in Cyprus in September 1291. He was elected Grand Master on April 20th, 1292, and led the Templars to the height of power. Under his influence, the course of European history would change for the better. In 1307, Philip is that fifth? I think that's fifth, of France, and Pope Clement V, I'm thinking V's fifth, concocted a scheme to destroy the Templar Order. King Philip, deep in debt to the Order, drummed up largely unsubstantiated charges of heresy and blasphemy against de Molay and his followers. On October 13th, coordinated raids ended with the arrest of nearly every Templar in France. Wow, every Templar in France. Incredible. On May the 2nd, 1312, the Pope officially dissolved the Order and gifted all of its assets to the Knights Hospitaller. In March of 1314, Jacques de Molay was burned at the stake. With him died one of the great civilizing forces of Western Europe. I don't know why I can't talk. In 2001, researchers at the Vatican's secret archives uncovered a document written in 1308 by Pope Clement, which absolved Jacques de Molay of all charges. How the parchment was lost remains a mystery, though I think we can agree it didn't lose itself. Wow.
Another hand is at work here.
Right, we've got subtitles on.
Assassins? I thought the Mongol Khans broke their power decades ago.
The assassins are far older than Massiev, my friend. Their anarchic delusions are virulent as the plague, and less easily eradicated.
R2 to run. That's the kind of thing we're used to, so that's fine. This is basically teaching us controls as always.
But if you make haste, we may yet save our order.
What must I do?
Go to the tower. Take the sword and the book. Hide them. They must not fall into the assassin's hands.
Grandmaster, go!
Okay. Another database entry. People may not like me doing the database entries, but I really enjoy reading them and also just understanding them more than anything else. So this was the persecution of the Templars under Philip the Fair. When Philip the Sixth of France, I'm kind of curious now if I'm wrong with my Roman numerals, to be fair. Let me just double check. I hate saying the wrong thing when I should be saying the right thing. Roman numerals. I may have to have this nearby, so just in case. I think we're going to use them quite a bit. So, VI is wrong. No, hang on. IV. IV is the fourth. Sorry, attacking. Anyway, did Arno become Templar after story? I don't know. We haven't met. We met Arno as a young boy, didn't we, in Rogue? But that was it. But IV is 4. So when Philip IV of France, known as Philip the Fair, came to the throne in October 1285, he was determined to reorganize the kingdom's finances. The crown of France was in substantial debt to the Order of the Knights Templar, which had become an order of rich bankers. In order to seize its fortunes and destroy its political importance, Philip the Fair decreed the order dissolved. He promptly arrested all the Templars in France. Sorry, now I can't read because there's a thing in the way of it. He promptly arrested all the Templars in France and urged other European sovereigns to follow suit. Arrested in Paris, 138 Templars faced the accusations of Guillaume Imbert de Paris, head of the Inquisition in France. Among other blasphemies, the Templars were accused of worshipping an odd idol, Baphomet. Legend has it that at his execution, Jacques de Molay placed a deadly curse on his accusers, Pope Clement. Chevalier Guillaume de Nogaret, King Philip, I summon you to the tribunal of heaven before the year is out. Curse you, curse you, curse you, curse you all until the 13th generation of your progeny. I'm totally using that the next time I'm thrown out the local pub. Curse you all until the 13th generation of your progeny. Yeah, well, we haven't met Elise yet, have we? I think you're skipping to the end of Unity, aren't you, already? I know you want continuation. There's loads of gaps in the whole franchise that can be filled in quite quickly and easily. Just explaining certain things. You've got Aya from Origins. We want to know what happened to her in Rome, but we don't know. It's there's loads of gaps they could fill in. Okay, we have another new entry. These will slow down as we get into the game, to be fair. So this is Esquire de Floirac, a co-prior of the convent of Mount Faucon. Esquire had been imprisoned at the same time as a renegade Templar. Esquire and this unnamed Templar confided in each other, whereupon the Templar allegedly revealed a great many vices and misdeeds within the order. Under the strength of this evidence, the Order of the Poor Knights of the Temple of Solomon, the Knights Templar, were rounded up and destroyed. Right. I'm expecting combat to be a bit different to what we've had previously, in terms of parry and things, but I don't know. Right, we've got to find the Templar artifacts.
Hold the bridge! Hold!
Bridge is gone.
Take a different way.
I think we're climbing. Bit of parkour off the bat. Well, not really as a ladder. It's not really parkour when there's a ladder, is it? Alright, we're jumping through the window. Can we go through the door here? No. Okay, door's not open. Out this window. Ah, the ladder here. Don't go down, go up. Imagine if Desmond is somehow alive by some miracle. Have you seen the end of Valhalla? Because in Valhalla, there is something about that. Okay, R2 and X to climb up. But remember, that's a bit different than what we have done. Smoke bomb there. We're allowed in with the smoke bomb.
Stop him! Don't let him through.
Are we going this? Yeah, I think we're going down, aren't we? So I'm just being a bit slow with the controls, just so we don't make a mistake very quickly.
The tower. They've breached the tower. They've taken the...
We've not done Valhalla yet. There is a bit about Desmond in that. Kill the assassin. Right, we've got to chase after this assassin. I don't know where he's... Oh, it's there. Okay, kill him. Am I close enough to grab him yet? No. I was half to give me a chance to grab him, but not quite. Oh, where's he gone? Ah, he's behind us. Right. Got to time the parry right, don't I? He dodged up. The parry is quite nice. It's actually really fulfilling when you actually make it work. Timing is obviously the question. It's not a slow combat as previous. I should have killed him. I was waiting for him to attack. Yeah, combat is nowhere near as slow as Black Flag, Rogue. Yeah, the warning of attack is a lot less. So there's less warning of attacks. You've really got to be on the ball, I think, when it comes to attacking. Look at that sword. That's a cool sword. Oh, we got the book back. You're looking forward to it. It's really good. It's long. I think we've put 200 and something hours into Valhalla, and there's a new update coming around summertime, for free. New DLC. So the sword obviously has power. But yeah, my first impression straight away is combat is nowhere near as slow as Rogue, Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 3, 2. It's a lot quicker. And you have to be more on the ball with parrying. By the looks of things so far, the feel of it so far. So although he had escaped with the sword and the manuscript, and hidden it inside the temple, he was killed. And Ubisoft aren't going free to play. It's going to be a subscription-based thing, I think they're going towards. Which a lot of things are going towards, to be fair. So this is 7 years later.
Hear me? Before this year is out, you will answer for your crimes before God Almighty. And you, King Philip, no punishment is too heinous for the great evil you have inflicted upon the temple. I curse you! Curse you to the 13th generation of your blood! You shall be cursed!
That's going to be one of the worst ways of dying, isn't it? Burned alive.
Consumed in flames of hunger and wrath, thus came the age of true wisdom to a blistering close. The Knights Templar, once the proud shepherds of order, peace, and illumination, were no more.
Well, trophy achieved already, a long time ago.
For running. If Abstergo pings us, pull me out. Okay. I have a visual. Hey there. This is probably disorienting, so I'll be brief. I'm Bishop, not my real name, obviously, but that's as much as you'll get today. Please listen carefully. Abstergo is using you, hijacking your neurons to help them sift through genetic memory data. These guys don't have their fingers in countless corporations, governments, media outlets, and NGOs. But now, they want control over history itself. If that doesn't frame you, it should. But we're here to stop them, and I need your help. Deacon, preload gene sequence AD16, B13, I87.
Yep, spooling it up.
Recognize the voice? That's Sean, isn't it?
Last week, we gained access to a bank of unsequenced memories in Abstergo's Helix servers. For now, we'd like you to experience a small sample. This should help you understand our struggle. And after that, you can decide for yourself what comes next. We'll be waiting.
It won't be Superland after this, because we've got Syndicate to do after this. And then, by the looks of it, I think, I'll put it to the vote, but I think a lot of people either want Ghost of Tsushima, once we finish the Assassin's Creed franchise, or Elden Ring. I think that's the way people are kind of talking at the minute. So unfortunately, Superland won't be coming anytime soon, just because I don't think people are going to want that just yet. But it's something I will look to do. I've added it to the list. Right, this is young Arno. 27th of December 1776. We were here in Rogue. Shay Cormac was here. I'm curious to see if we see Shay in this start point.
Can't I go with you, Father?
Courage, my boy. You wait just here. I will return when this hand reaches the top.
That's forever.
Not as long as all that. And when I get back, we'll see the fireworks. And Arno, no exploring, hmm?
I'm assuming we're about to play as young Arno. I want us to see Shay. And like I say, I've done this in the past, not on the channel, but years and years ago, so I don't know, but I'm hoping we see Shay. That would be quite good. Well, there was quite a few people here, I believe, when Shay came through. And Arno was playing with a little girl, I believe. There she is. Remember the no exploring part? Okay, we've got a database entry. The Palais de Versailles. I don't know how to say that. Originally a hunting lodge built for Louis. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me get my Roman numerals back out. For Louis VIII, the Palace of Versailles was expanded into one of the largest palaces in the world and the seat of the French monarchy. Under the reign of his successor, Roman numeral time again. What is that? That's XIV. So X is 10. So Louis the 14th. The royal family abandoned the palace for the Tuileries in Paris at the outset of the French Revolution. After the king's arrest, Versailles, along with all royal possessions, were confiscated and sealed. The furnishings were sold at auction in 1793, and in 1794 was turned into a museum. Odd they got rid of everything in it and then turned it into a museum. What were people supposed to look at? Small sign saying a fancy chase to be here. Despite the various restorations, empires and revolutions that followed, Versailles would never again be the centre of political power. Right, we've got to follow the young girl.
You'd rather sit with that old prune? Come on, too slow.
I'm trying. Whoa.
You're going to get such a thrashing.
We're getting told off by the adults. Where's she gone now? I'm coming. She's quite quick, isn't she? There she is.
Bet you can't steal one.
We've got to steal an apple. Don't condone any stealing, but obviously part of the game.
Put that back!
Break and pursue a line of sight to create the last known position. I remember this. Now it's actually telling us. I do remember this bit. So yeah, we can break the line of sight and it will leave a shadow of your last known position. Which is quite cool. Elise has been playing with Elise and fireworks never happened in a way. I feel sorry for Arno because we did it as Shay. Yeah, it's... I get that. It's weird, isn't it? Knowing that we met this young Arno as Shay Cormac.
You know what the penalty is for stealing?
Damn it! The hell's going on?
He's still behind us. I'm not really getting away, am I?
Put that away now.
Where was the guard? When they were dark until the other suspicious view, when it completely fills with red, they will enter conflict. Cool. I think I've escaped. There we go. We have escaped. We've got to speak to the girl. Use your last known position to attract guards away from the door. Hello, Mr. Guard.
You to stand still.
Come and get me. See you later. Run, Arno, run.
Hurry, through here.
Okay, we got away from the guard with the apple that we were encouraged to steal.
Did you see their faces when we stole those apples? I'm Arno. Elise. I'm here with my father. So am I. He has important business with the king. What should we do now? Shh.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Listen. Don't worry, they'll never think to look for us in here. It was my fault. I'm the one who took the apple. Let's see where they're going.
Okay, I think I know what we're about to witness. I think the deed has been done by Shay already.
Hurry up.
Which is a shame. I kind of wanted us to... Because we met Shay in Assassin's Creed Rogue. We met... Shay met Arno.
Father?
We should all be called Barbara.
Come here, girl. Now.
So I was hoping we'd kind of meet Shay again in this kind of thing. Yeah, here he goes.
Come away, boy.
Arno. Arno. Look at me.
Not the nicest thing for a young boy to go through, is it really? I think they made a mistake there. I think we should have met Shay in the hallway like we had done in Rogue, because that's what happened in Rogue. You would have thought the continuation would have been Arno bumping into Shay before the deed happened. But obviously, they decided not to do that. 13 years later, Arno's still got the pocket watch that he broke on that day.
Can't win fairly at cards, so you stoop to thieving, you bastard!
Calm down, Victor. I've only come for my watch.
It's my watch. I want it fairly.
Well, in a just world, Victor, I would agree with you, but this is not a just world. This is France.
You're a dead man.
Oh, step lightly there. You'll hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's weird that they just didn't show it properly.
Chat with your brother. You go. Fetch the marshals.
Hold on a minute.
I'm assuming we've got to catch him. Okay, so we've got to tackle Hugo, and we've got to don't get tackled and pass over 5 objects. These are the optional objectives. We cannot get tackled ourselves here. Done 3 of the things so far. It's 4. I need 1 more before we tackle them.
Come to an understanding.
Here we go.
Please excuse him. He's not housebroken.
Still need 1 more object. Ideally, I think we got 1 here. There we go. That's number 5. When we can't get tackled, that's the optional. Do not get tackled. Got him. So far, so good, I think. Well, I think we're about to run away again.
Come over here and say that.
No.
So we've now got to avoid being tackled ourselves.
Ah, yes. A wise man knows when to admit defeat, Victor.
My thinking was go high. Not that I think that's going to help us at this point. I got shot. Come up. Remember, the optional is do not get tackled. Oh, that's not good. Being shot by the guards is not fun. Oh, I'm nearly dead as well. That's not fun. I need to hide somewhere and get away. That way, that way. Obviously, I can't afford to be shot again. That's the problem. Oh, why is he not jumping? Controls are a lot fiddlier than I remember, to be fair. I'm in trouble. Yeah, controls seem a lot fiddlier than I remember. I think I'm 1 shot away from being killed as well, that's the problem. Come on. Come on. Let's get away. I don't know how we're doing about getting away at this point. I think we're okay. Right, we got a database entry. That was tricky. Yeah, controls are going to take a bit of getting used to. For some reason, it's a jumping. I don't know why. But let's have a quick look at Arno Victor Dorian himself. This is the character we are playing as. Born to Charles and Marie Dorian in 1768, Arno appears to have spent most of his early childhood travelling around Europe and North Africa with his father, his mother having left after what was described as a philosophical difference. Philosophical difference here can be taken to mean found out her husband killed people for political reasons. I imagine she was very keen to consciously uncouple from that guy as quickly as possible. Arno drops out of the historical record until the mid-1780s when his name comes up in several dispatches from the Marshalsea in and around Versailles. Fragmented records identify him as a prisoner in the Bastille in 1789, but he was not among the prisoners liberated when the fortress was stormed. The only other direct references to an Arno Dorian are in the journals of Napoleon, in entries dated August 1792, October 1795, and May 1808. I'm still working to dig up more details on Arno's relationship to Napoleon. Suffice to say they had an interesting friendship, in the way that a philosophical difference can be interesting. Okay. And then we have got Francois De La Serre. I think this was the guy that got Arno out there after his father was killed. Fun thing is he went for training to assassins who already moved like one at the beginning. Yeah, that's always weird when they add that in, isn't it? Where you're already doing the kind of parkour you expect from an assassin. But yeah, he hasn't had the training yet. So Francois De La Serre, little information about Francois de la Serre survives. A minor nobleman, he kept an estate in Versailles and a smaller house in Paris, and was known to be a close confidant of the king and of Mirabeau. Close confidant of the king and of Mirabeau. His wife Julie died sometime around 1777, and De La Serre was left to raise his daughter Elise on his own. Right, we still need to finish off getting away here. We're not fully away, but, you know, I think we are safe for the time being. Obviously, I don't want a guard to see us while we're still being searched for. I think we're good. There we go. We did manage to escape. We did lose quite a lot of health there.
And where in God's name have you been?
Napoleon complex is in this game. Oh yeah, the connection is in this, isn't it?
Just a little misunderstanding. Nothing to...
Your master's harboring a common criminal. In broad daylight, he broke into my home and stole my watch.
Did he indeed? Well, I'm sure the Marshalsea would be more than willing to sort this out.
Sort what out, Olivier?
A most serious accusation against your ward, sir.
He robbed me.
Of what, precisely? Wait for me in my library.
Okay.
Don't give me that look. Victor cheats when he plays Pharaoh. Everyone knows it.
Arno? Who are you talking to?
No one, monsieur.
You'll be happy to learn I persuaded Olivier to leave off calling the Marshalsea. Again.
Again.
Oui, merci, monsieur.
What is this? The 6th time? The 7th? Perhaps a new hobby might be better for your health.
Well, I find playing cards affords many opportunities for fresh air and exercise.
We'll talk about this later. I have business in town and must collect Elise before I can attend to it.
Elise is here?
Only for the night. She returns to Paris first thing tomorrow.
He does remind me a little bit of his cockiness of
One of you running a market
Ezio.
quite enough. Remain here and see if Olivier has any chores for you.
Sure he does.
What was that?
Give my regards to Elise.
You got so mad when someone told him he's short, that's normal. So, memory complete. We did all the challenges well. We passed over under objects and don't get tackled. I don't know how he managed to do it, but we did it. So we can continue on. But yeah, his cockiness in the way he answered the questions and stuff just then kind of reminds me of Ezio. He's got just that little shine about him. Alright, what do we need to do now? So, the village de Versailles. When Louis the XIII built his first hunting lodge in the village of Versailles in 1623. It was surrounded by vast forests where the king could indulge in his favourite sport. It was his son, Louis the 14th, I'm going to struggle with Roman numerals, who decided to make it the central point of France. In the 1660s, he decided to construct a chateau commensurate with his ambition to control the French state. In actual fact, he left Paris behind to fulfill the revolts he had known as a child during the Fronde. In short, he no longer wanted to be subject to the fervour of Parisian crowds. Between 1665 and 1680, some 25,000 men and 6,000 horses busied themselves daily. One team worked days, the other nights by torchlight. The church apparently tolerated work on Sundays. The French king wanted the magnificence of the palace to reveal his unequalled power to the rest of Europe, as capable of forcing nature as he was of imposing his law on the world. Versailles was a showcase. Nothing short of perfection would be tolerated. I find it hard enough to install decking. Mind you, I don't have 6,000 horses to help me. Not that they had much good with hammers. The village of Versailles would also quickly develop, if only to accommodate all the courtiers. In 1682 they numbered 6,000. By 1690 the number had reached 10,000. To ensure their continued presence in Versailles, Louis XIV determined that all buildings erected in Versailles be non-liable to seizure for debt, which made the village particularly attractive. Am I going to get really confused now? I don't know why normally I'm quite good with Roman numerals. Today, not so much for some reason. So Louis XV and Louis XVI would both make a great many changes to the chateau, while transforming the village into a hub from which the royal administration exerted its power. It was in the Salle de Menu Palais, literally the room of leisure pleasures, essentially a storeroom for royal decorations and disguises, that the Estates General were held in May 1789. A bit of information there. Ezio lives in Arno. Maybe he is Ezio's descendant. That would be cool. Yeah, I don't know, to be fair. I just noticed that cockiness in the answers he was giving. That kind of just reminded me straight away of Ezio. Right. We have got to head downstairs by the looks of things. I can hear something making a noise. Is it this? Interact. What's in the chest? Oh, 100 florins. Nice. Start the collectibles off well, eh? Okay, let's head downstairs and see what we need to do down here. There is multiplayer. I said this the other day, I think. There is multiplayer trophies, but also on multiplayer side of this. There is a few people who have asked if we would want to do multiplayer together. So once we've finished the main game, we'll look at doing the multiplayer, but we'll get a few people on board and try and do it as a whole. On stream, of course. So there's a blue box, and I don't know what the blue box is. So that's why I'm just looking where it is. There it is. I don't know what the difference is between normal boxes and blue chests, but let's have a look. They didn't tell us what we picked up there, did it? Okay, the Estates General is the next mission. Sequence 1, Memory 2. The Estates General. An urgent message has arrived for an absent De La Serre. Track him down and deliver it post haste. There we go.
Thrown out onto the street yet?
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you?
It'd break my heart.
Olivier, if I weren't here, who'd do all your work for you?
The horses need brushing, boy. Get to it.
Certainement, monsieur.
You learn how to say rest in peace in time because of Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy. Yeah, that was quite cool, to be fair. What made you think Ubisoft was going free to play? Okay.
Sire de la Serre, wait! Nom de Dieu, nom de Dieu.
Some trouble, mon ami?
A letter for Sire de la Serre. It's very important.
Oh, calm yourself, Perrault. That letter won't reach Monsieur de la Serre any faster if you drop dead of exhaustion. Give it here. I'll catch
You
him.
must receive it today. It's
Very important. Yes, I heard you the first time. I'll see that he gets it.
Right, we've got to chase after the carriage by the looks of things. Follow the carriage.
Monsieur De La Serre! Stop! Bad luck, lad. You'll have to go round. Make way, make way!
What about... Why are we going round? We're going up.
What was that?
I'm not going round, I'm going up.
Slow down!
Got to get to that carriage. There it is. I'm assuming this is what we're meant to do, because obviously the gate closed on us.
Is a popular finish this season.
I don't think we're going to catch it any real other way, are we?
Who is driving this coach? Pelops?
Ah, we got stuck. I don't know what happens if it gets too far away. That's the only downside. Right, where is it now? It's over there. We've caught it up. That wasn't too bad in the end.
Please excuse. Wrong carriage.
Oh, wrong carriage. We haven't caught it up. Wrong carriage. There were rumours about that also free Assassin's Creed game, and no, they're complete false. The rumours, from what I've heard. Yeah, it's not going free to play. What is actually happening is, from what I know, is they are looking to do a subscription-based service. This is what we're learning about from Infinity, supposedly. No one really knows at the minute. We've also got a welcome to the database notice here now. So welcome to the database. Hello, we haven't met, but you can call me Sean. That's where the jokes are coming from in the database. I've missed this. I've missed Sean doing the database entries. We last saw him in Assassin's Creed 3, and the little jokes he'd slide in were brilliant. But for Black Flag and Rogue, it wasn't Sean. And my God is good. I like Sean. Yeah, not everyone's happy though if it does go to a subscription-based service. That's the thing. Because it means you've got to pay a monthly fee, which a lot of people aren't happy with. But a lot of games companies look to be using that kind of model going forward, I've noticed. There's going to be a lot more of that to come, I think. But yeah, I've missed Sean in the database. I think Sean's hilarious. Right, let's have a look at how he introduced themselves. I just thought I'd say it seems that Sturgo has put together a rather lovely historical database that you can peruse as you're running around. Unfortunately for you, the historian gave things a bit of a, well, let's just say they have a particular viewpoint they're keen to get across. By which I mean they're Templars, and they think like Templars. And they lie about people who aren't Templars. So I'm just going to go, I'm just going to go through and add in some explanatory footnotes as I go to give you a bit more balanced perspective. Well, I'll try for balance. I'll aim for it. Balance is certainly something worth striving for, or at least thinking about. Or maybe I'll just mention it here and you can be your own judge. Also, and far be it for me to criticise because they've given it quite some effort, but the way they write this history is dry as a freeze-dried, dry-cleaned, dry thing with a particularly chronic case of dry mouth, which has been left out in the sun and then popped in the oven. So let me at least attempt to make it that smudging more readable. Smidgen, sorry. Although that's the last time I'll ever use the word smidgen. And this database entry was Les Miserables. My French isn't brilliant, to be fair. Sean here. Look, I just want to get this out of the way, because as soon as anyone mentions the French Revolution, someone else's eyes light up and they start going, did you hear the people sing? In that weird way people do when they're both talking and singing at the same time. And then I have to listen to a god-awful rendition of the song from that god-awful musical, and I seriously start to consider trapping my fingers in a door, just so I have something else to think about. The French Revolution, the one you're in, started in 1789. Have you got that? Les Miserables, I can't say it. Les Miserables, the novel by Victor Hugo, later turned into a musical by someone who very clearly hates me personally and is dead set on making my life a living, breathing hell. It's set in Paris in the time period between 1815 and 1832, which is an entirely different revolution. Stop looking for Jean Valjean, alright? He is not here. Anyway, I prefer cats. It's more believable. I do enjoy Sean in the database. Right, we're going up to a viewpoint by the looks of things. We've got to climb to this church spire. So the problem I'm having, I wouldn't say it's the problem I'm having. The one thing that's caused a bit of difficulty when it comes to the parkour is in Black Flag and Rogue, you just pressed R2. And now I've got to remember, back to like Assassin's Creed 3 was, where you would actually press X. That's where my difficulty is, I think, is remembering we've got to press X again from not having to do so for quite a while. But we'll get back to it. It's not the end of the world. I will figure it out. Okay. I think I can see where we're heading. That rope there, I think, is where we're trying to get to. Once we're at the top, I know we've got to rope. Good jump. Once we're up to the top of the spire, before we synchronise, I think that's what it's going to want us to do. We'll have a proper look at around and have a look at just some of the view, because obviously when this came out, this was an incredible feat of world building that hadn't really been done before this to this extent and this detail. I'm probably going to say it a few times just because I'm in awe of what they achieved within this game. Yes, it had its issues at launch, but they actually achieved something incredible here. Okay, I'm assuming it's going to want us to synchronise. Yes. Before we synchronise, let's have a look at this part of the map that we can see currently and look at the detail. Stretches out. I'm assuming that's another viewpoint over there, to be fair. And this isn't the main part of the map yet either, is it? That's the thing. Right, let's synchronise. I just think the view is incredible. Still got to find the carriage though. The States General, 5th of May 1789. There he is. Right. Go to Church Spire. We now need to find the tower gallery. The lower gallery, sorry. Okay. I can jump forward. So actually, to jump off is circle. Whereas normally it's not always that kind of thing. So R2 and circle is descend. That's something I'm going to have to try and remember because that's not normally the case. I'm assuming we're not going to be allowed in. Press triangle to use eagle vision and locate guards around you. So there's a couple of guards there. Walk through dense crowd to remove past guards undetected. Sorry, to move past guards. So we obviously need to stay in a crowd by the looks of this. New database entry as well. The Hotel de Menu Palacia. So I think this was gallery or something it was saying, wasn't it? Built on the command of Louis XV to house the organisation responsible for preparing royal ceremonies and festivals, the Hotel de Menu Palacia in Versailles is the most famous as a site of the States General in 1789. During the Revolution, it served there's a courthouse, barracks, and bread distribution centre. Okay. Much of the historic building was destroyed in 1800 when the property was sold to a private citizen. Today, the site is home to the Centre de Baroque Musique de Versailles. Who's that? Right. We're in a restricted area. I kind of need to move with the crowds.
You touch me, and it's the guillotine.
But how do I move with no crowd near me? I think I've got to head to the left. I'm still under crowd, so actually you can move some distance and be under the protection of the crowd. Did get seen a little bit there. Probably should have avoided that a little bit. We've got to get through that doorway, I think.
That's it. Not one more step.
Right, where these people are all here. We've got to get into there. There is a guard there. I think there's one near the door over there as well. I think we've got to try and go this way. Obviously, I'm holding off a second. Waiting to turn around, go to a group of 4 people, and then go slip through, I think.
Move away or I'll crack your skull.
Need that guy to move. There we go. Done in one movement. This may have been a mistake. We're about to find out. No, we're okay. We're in. Okay. Trigger eagle vision. Okay, that's the door we've got to get to, I think, by the looks of things. And there are guards around, so we've got to be a little bit careful here. I'm pretty sure there's guards. They're not guards. Okay, I think we're safe. I thought there were guards there, they're not. We made it. Okay. New database entry. The States General of 1789. The Estates General was a general assembly representing the three classes or estates of French society: the clergy, the first estate; the nobility, the second estate; and the peasantry, the third estate. The Estates General was not a legislative body like the English Parliament. Rather, its role was to advise the king, with whom all authority lay. So different to the English Parliament, where it's a democracy, you know, everything's voted upon. I say that with a look of disdain. In Paris, at this time, the king had ultimate rule, so whatever he decided was what happened, but he was advised by the Estates General. I've often imagined what it might be like to be a king. I think my first rule would be to make all crime illegal. Boom, just like that, you're welcome. It was infrequently called before the onset of the revolution. The last meeting of the Estates General was in 1614. The Estates General sat for several weeks in May and June 1789 to address the financial crisis facing the realm, thanks in no small part to the French government's role in financing the American Revolution. The meeting quickly came to an impasse over the first item on the agenda. However, whether the Estates General should vote collectively by estate, which would give an advantage to first and second estates, or vote individually, which would give the more numerous third estate the advantage, deadlocked, the deputies of the third estate began to discuss political reforms rather than the financial crisis that had been the original agenda. The meeting of the Estates General dissolved when the third estate declared itself the National Assembly and announced that it would conduct the nation's affairs. The first and second estates were invited to join the assembly, but it was clear which way the political wind was blowing. The French Revolution had begun. So the French Revolution, according to this, and I don't know much about the French Revolution, was started by the peasantry, the third estate in the Estates General, who wanted political reform, and they declared itself the National Assembly, and then said they would take over the nation's affairs. And although the first and second estates, the clergy and the nobility, were invited to join the assembly, things were changing. So the third estate. In the first estate was the church, and the second estate was the nobility. The third estate was everyone else. It comprised beggars, peasants, the bourgeoisie, notaries, doctors, lawyers, artisans, bankers, and even scholars who, at the time, represented approximately 96% of the population. I don't think that means 96% of the population were scholars. If it did, this would be one terrifically nerdy time period. I dare say you and I would have fit in rather well. Completely. In a pamphlet entitled "What is the Third Estate?" published in 1789, Sieyès wrote, "What is the Third Estate? Everything. What has it been until now in the political order? Nothing. What does it ask? To become something. Nothing be done without it. Everything would be infinitely better without the other two orders." Right, we've got to find De La Serre. There's a guard there. Well, I'm actually that worried about guards. I think we are safe to walk around. There's a chest, but I think it's outside or in a different room. I'm assuming we can't go in this door. No. Okay. So we need to find a way into that room, I would say, by the looks of things. It might actually be above us. I'm assuming we're okay in here. So this is the assembly. Can't see De La Serre though. So you can't use eagle vision as much as you want to. You actually have to wait for it to recharge. to be fair. I didn't know that. It's quite interesting. I'm assuming we're meant to go down.
Where the devil are they?
Okay, where is he? I don't think he's in here. Go around up the other side. Can't quite see him at the minute. Okay, still can't see him. I wonder. This is as far as we can go. Okay. I've obviously missed him. He is here somewhere. I'm just not sure where. Ah, there we go. There he is, far side.
Must have tailed me from the estate.
Okay. The Estates General Deputies. We'll read this, and obviously we've got to run away from the two men that are after us again. Or just disappear, I assume. So the Estates General Deputies, in March 1789, elections were held to select the 578 deputies of the Free Estates. The list of deputies includes such men as Robespierre, Munir, Bonave, Saïz, and the Count de Marabout, who, although a noble, chose to sit as the deputy of the Third Estate. Most of the men who comprised the Third Estate were in their late 20s or early 30s. The plain black clothes worn by the deputies of the Third Estate contrasted sharply with the luxurious, brightly coloured garments of the nobles and the clergy. Also, they were very slimming. So they dressed plainly, I would have said, because the Third Estate was made up of so many varied people from varied backgrounds. They're meant to represent the people as such. So I can understand them dressing down to try and, you know, make themselves easily done. Right, we're going to go backstage. That was another database entry actually I've just missed.
So, who or what will take its place? Another king? A council of capable men?
That is the question, isn't it?
A truce, then.
What the devil was that about? Now, we can resolve this without recourse to violence, can't we?
Get him, Hugo!
You got a sword?
I suppose not.
Right, we've got a database entry. We'll have a quick look at King Louis. I think that's 15th. My knowledge of Roman numerals is really struggling today for some reason. So that's 10, and VI is 6. So Louis the 16th, King Louis the 16th. There we go. Louis was never meant to become king, but his father died in 1765, followed by his two older brothers. When his grandfather Louis V died in 1774, he came to the throne for which he was ill prepared. Louis and his wife would fail to provide France with an heir for 7 years, to the derision of the French people. Even the celebration of the wedding day would end in tragedy with the death of 100 Parisians following a stampede at a fireworks display. An indecisive man, in the words of one deputy, the king spent his whole life saying each evening that he was mistaken that same morning. As his younger brother, the future Charles X, would say, not without irony, trying to get Louis to hold to a position was like trying to hold greased billiard balls together. Amazing that phrase never caught on, really. But then trying to get a phrase to catch on is like oiling a hammer and expecting a cat to marry it. You can use that one if you like. I've missed Sean. Sean is brilliant. His 19-year reign would become increasingly agitated since the court was incapable of reform. Louis XV had merely covered up the nation's problems without actually resolving anything. His heir wished to be called Louis the Severe, to contrast with the permissiveness and debauchery of his grandfather. But as far as public opinion was concerned, he would be Louis the Weak. Never mind Louis the Weak. There were so many men called Louis around, you could have had Louis of the Week. What decisions he actually managed to make turned against him. The war with England to support Franklin and Washington would ruin the kingdom, and by 1789, debt-ridden France had reached a state of virtual bankruptcy. This situation was exacerbated by the trade treaty with London. The British, who were way ahead of the French technologically, inundated France with their industrial products, spelling ruin for French artisans. Some of these products would even be used in the revolutionary riots. While food shortages were due to bad crops and weather, those who were hungry blamed them on the rich. Meanwhile, pampered and pensioned in Versailles, far away from their roots, the nobility had become another adversary that would further undermine the system. The same went for the lower orders of the clergy, who shared the general misery of their flock. The king didn't see it coming. The nobles would bring about a revolution to which they too would fall victim. Good morning, Camille. How are you? In summer of 1791, with the revolution heating up, Louis approved a perilous plan to secretly flee from Paris to the supposedly loyal troops in the east. The royal family's arrest at Varennes would spell the end of the absolute monarchy. On August 10th, when the grounds of the Toulouse were invaded, my pronunciation's horrendous, massive apologies, Louis took refuge in the National Assembly, but the damage was done. Shortly thereafter, he was stripped of his power, arrested, and sent to the medieval fortress of the Temple, from there to his doom. His trial was brief and ultimately only for show. Witnesses who testified in his favour were massacred in 2 instances, while the documents that could have proved him innocent were not passed on to his defenders. In short, it was a travesty. The judges had all but decided on the verdict from the onset. The absolute monarch, who didn't even reign over his court, was influenced by all those who surround him. What should I do, he asked. The reactionary French writer Rivaval, in September 1789, act like a king, came the reply. If only Louis, who had a passion for geography and great exploration, and whose hobbies were locksmithing and carpentry, was simply not cut out for the job. In my experience, you should never trust a man who lists his hobby as locksmithing. Sean is back and doing justice to the database. But yeah, how are you this morning, Camille? Hope you're well. Honoré Gabriel Ricchetti Comte de Mirabeau. Now, like I've said it loads of times. I'm probably going to spend the whole of Unity apologising for pronunciation. Oh, it's horrendous, I know, but I can't help it. Born at Le Bignon, Mirabeau suffered a virulent case of smallpox at a young age, which left his face scarred with pockmarks. His family was quite wealthy, and his father obtained for him a commission in the cavalry, but the army was a poor fit for him. Young Mirabeau became embroiled in an affair of his colonel's wife. When the affair came to light, Mirabeau's father had him imprisoned on the Ile de Ré. He spent many years in and out of prison, always one step ahead of creditors and more often than not, angry husbands. Bit of a womanizer by the sounds of it then. Later, while imprisoned at Fort de Joux, he seduced his jailer's wife, wow, and escaped with her. He settled in Amsterdam, where he became involved with various occult societies. Later arrested by the police, he was once again in prison for 3 years in the castle of Vincennes, where he wrote dozens of texts in which he condemned the arbitrary nature of French justice, as well as the essentially pornographic text Erotica Biblion. At this point, I should say, this bed-hopping, war-dodging, erotica writing, anti-establishment gigolo sounds like the most French man ever. I mean, he took French manhood to whole new heights. And when I say French manhood, I'm talking about his level of Frenchness, not his French manhood. Actually, I'm talking about that as well. Once released from prison, his life changed when, in Châtel, he met the... I'm really struggling with this. Genovese revolutionaries in exile, including financier Etienne Clavier, who would play an important role in Paris. These talented men formed the foundation of Mirabeau's group on political reasoning. They wrote, he signed. This explains his prolific production. Politicians have always used ghostwriters. He attacked the banks in his texts in return for payment by another banker, thus allowing him to pay off his mountain of debt. He also attacked French Minister Charles Alexandre de Cologne, which led to yet another lettre de cachette and his subsequent exile in Prussia, where he acquired the certainty that the middle classes shall only be freed by joining forces with the lower classes. In any case, the nobility wanted nothing to do with the strange Marquis. At the onset of the revolution, he was elected to represent the Third Estate in the Estates General. For all that, the inspiration for his political workshop lay with his friends. Mirabeau, an exceptional orator, was merely their spokesman. The remainder of his story is better known. His services were paid for by the king as early as October 1789, even though the court never heeded his advice. Proof of his secret dealings with the king came with the discovery of the famous iron chest at the Tuileries Palace, containing, among other things, correspondence and a list of payments. However, by this time he had already been in the grave for 16 months. Prior to his death, when his health, damaged by his excesses, had all but failed him, his last speech was delivered by Talleyrand, but in actual fact had been written by Genovese pastor Etienne Solonion Rebaz. Wow. So what a guy. This guy bed hopping, and yeah, succeeded in doing so, but he also managed to become the spokesman for many, which is a feat within itself. That's the thing. So yeah, I think an incredible person in some ways. Right, what do we need to do? We need to okay. As I say, combat is very different to what we've experienced in Assassin's Creed 3. It's not as slow. Okay, big guy's out. Gotta dodge him. One attack dodge. Two attacks dodge. Can I attack now? There we go.
Crush him! Ready for a beating?
Not sure how well we can parry the big guy's attacks. I think that's why we needed to dodge. Right, we have defended ourselves at least.
Not your day, is it, Victor?
But yeah, combat is massively different than what we're used to. Which isn't a bad thing.
To your health, gentlemen.
It's going to take a bit of time of getting used to.
What are you doing there? Running.
Okay, guards. Guards in blue are the police. If you attack or kill them in their line of sight, they will attack. Remember that. Cannot hurt anyone in their line of sight.
He's getting away.
Guards are after us. We've got to try and escape here. Oh, I've been shot again. Every time we try to escape anyone, we end up having to be shot. Trying to change direction a lot so they can't shoot us as easily. We need to kind of hide in the crowd if we can. They're still behind us? No, they're still behind us because we haven't escaped enough.
No getting back in there now.
I think we're okay.
Catch them back at home, I suppose.
There we go. We have managed to escape. We did the challenges: attacks parried, attacks dodged, select sequence 1, memory 2, the Estates General, memory complete. There we go. Free running, hold R2 to sprint and automatically jump. Hold R2 and X to jump higher and further. So obviously climbing as well, I think. Hold R2 and circle to execute a controlled descent. There we go. Where are we heading? Right, there is something to pick up here. I don't know what it is. But we're here. It's up there. There's no reason, we haven't got a reasoning for picking anything up, admittedly, but I kind of wonder if we should while we're here. We've got to pick everything up eventually anyway. A lot of the time I do wait because we don't have a reason to pick it up. Our first collectible in this district. I like the fact it stays there as a shadow so you can see it was once there. This is a cockade. A circle of ribbons usually worn on a hat. The cockade of the revolution representing the colours we see today in the French flag. Blue, white and red, sometimes known as the tricolour. Or tricolour. The idea of the three-colour flag was presented to Louis XVI by Lafayette during their meeting at the Hotel de Ville in July 17, 1789. Next to the blue and red colours of the cockade of Paris, Lafayette had added the white cockade of the monarchy, conferring upon the sovereign a central role in the new definition of powers. Note that the king didn't last, but his symbol did. Now, I'm not obviously going to run around looking for collectibles now. I'd like to see the map. This is the area we're in currently. If I can actually zoom in, that would help. This area we have already unlocked. Decent amount of chests here, to be fair. There's a shop there. Our next quest is all the way over here, actually, in fact. There's a viewpoint nearby, so it may be worth, if we just head north, if we see something to pick up on the way, it's worth picking up. We're on the way there anyway. But that's where we're heading. High Society is where we're heading. So we basically just got to head north, I would have said. But as I say, if there's something to pick up on the way, we may as well do so. So my thinking is we head north, grab the viewpoint as we get close to it. and then we'll continue on with the quest. So, from what we understand of the story so far, Arno was taken in by Elise's father after his father was killed by Shay Cormac. Currently, we don't know if Arno knows if it was Shay, or knows the name of his father's killer. We don't know that as it stands. Hopefully that will come up so we understand it a bit more. But he seems happy enough. He seems like he's had a decent life so far. And that watch is all important to him. Right, there is another collectible here, so while we're here, we're passing it, might as well grab it. Just the more we grab now, that saves us later on, doesn't it? Where is it? So I find I didn't need to go up. Oh, I did, it's just there. There we go, cockade collected. Chat wasn't working for some reason. I was trying to get some people on stream. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's a bit weird. There's a chest there. I don't know who those red guys are. We know the blue are the police, but I don't know who the red guys are. Right, we need to head north. So we're going to keep heading round. And then we'll try and grab the viewpoint before we head for the mission, though, as it is nearby. But yeah, if there is a collectible on the way, I don't see the problem with stopping and getting it. But yeah, weird the chat wasn't working, Dennis. So we have another cockade nearby. I think by the windmill by looks of things. Right. Let's have a look where it is. Can't climb, can climb on the roof. Where is it? Well, don't want to slide fast, I want to go across. I just thought while we're in that location it's worth grabbing. It saves time later on. There it is. That's 3 collectibles done. As I say, it's just a case of grabbing them because we're already here. I like that we can walk through different houses. That's quite cool. Out the window. Okay. So yeah, the mission it works now. So we're here. We're actually gone a bit off where we wanted. So we'll grab this cockade as we're nearby, and then we're heading for this viewpoint, and then main story is there. That's that's the plan. So this cockade is somewhere here. Oh, it's there in the tree. Sometimes it's difficult just to see the shimmering, to be fair. But it is there in the tree. Nice little jump through the tree there. It worked though. There we go. And then we want to head slightly over this way. I know we shouldn't be climbing everywhere. We've got a little bit too far to the west where we're heading next. So there should be a viewpoint coming up in a second, hopefully. Which we may as well grab. Let's check where we are. We'll zoom in every time. Right, we need to head east now. There is a chest there, I'll put a marker there. Grab the chest, grab the viewpoint, and then we're heading to the third quest, or the next bit of the main story. I mean, the viewpoint's the church, isn't it? Okay, where is my chest? Is it above? Or is it inside the church, possibly? I think we're going to get it before we get the viewpoint. It is just up here. Obviously, I just prefer grabbing things as we go. If we're nearby to something, we may as well grab it. There's no point having to spend loads of time later on coming back and doing it. This is why I like a story that encourages you to be exploring whilst doing it. This is my issue with Assassin's Creed Rogue, to be fair. You forgot you can be done walking in houses. Yeah, I completely forgot that you could walk in houses as open as that. Okay, we can synchronise this viewpoint. Second one of the day. Or second one of the game, in fact. But yeah, I completely forgot you could go inside houses. It's a good way to escape if you run for a house. I'm still wondering what lockpicking has to do with things, because in my head there is something major about lockpicking in this, but yet we haven't had to lockpick anything yet. So we now have another fast travel location. It should have opened more the map up, I think, as well. Yeah. So it now shows all the collectibles, chest locations and everything else nearby. Obviously we're heading for main story, high society, that's where we're heading next. Where's my jump off point? I think it is there. No, I pressed wrong button. I need to press forward and circle. That's the only problem with circle being your jump button or your descend button, is if you're on a synchronization point, it does that when you don't want it to. The view though is really nice. It's stunning. I'm liking the fact we're also getting to know Arno. That's the other thing. But eagle dive, I'm not sure he knows what an eagle dive is at this point, but we're able to do one. Right, our main story is over here. We're nearly there anyway. I think we're back at the house, I think is where this is taking us. To be fair, because it's been so long ago since I played these, I'm not surprised I've forgotten things, to be honest. Is this our house, or is this someone else's house? I don't think that was our house. But we're here. And I'm assuming we might just be about to meet Elise. High society. Elise leaves for Paris in the morning, sneak into the ball at the Palais de Versailles to spend the evening with her. We've got to sneak into the ball.
Bonsoir, Olivier. Has Monsieur De La Serre returned?
Senor De La Serre is not expected until late.
Ah, well. I suppose I'll just pass the time with Elise, then.
Don't get your hopes up just yet. Mademoiselle is at a private soiree, in her honor, at the palace.
A party? I wasn't invited.
Neither were the horses.
I'm sure she just misplaced my invitation. I'll find my own way in. How late is late?
Perhaps an hour, perhaps 3, perhaps not at all. I do not question the comings and goings of my betters.
We've still got the letter we need to deliver to De La Serre, that's the thing. That's what Arno's afraid of. So we're going to go to his office. Which is upstairs by the looks of things. So, stairs over here. Let's go to De La Serre's office. I'm assuming we're just going to drop the ladder off. There's a shimmering over that picture. What's going on there? Bookshelf, books, and this behind us. I've all got little...
I could just slip it under the door. He'd see it the instant he returned.
Interact with...
Please never enjoy these high society balls. She'll be home soon.
Okay, so these are all the different things we can interact with. I did wonder what the shining was. What's this one?
Mémoire de Monsieur d'Artagnan. Elise's favorite.
I was just curious to what all these ones were. I know we got to slide the ladder underneath the door.
Le traité du monde et de la lumière de Descartes. Never could get through that one.
I like the French accent. Last one.
Les tragiques. Too depressing.
Okay, I think that's all the things that were shining that we could look at. So let's go and slide this underneath the door.
There. Safe and sound, and only slightly delayed. And now, to the palace. I couldn't sneak through a sewer in these threads, much less a ball. Here, here, mon ami. Let me take care
So we
of
need, obviously, new clothes.
Thank you, young man.
And I think we just obtained them. I'm guessing we're going to have to sneak into the palace somehow. Okay. This won't be as simple as walking in, I'm guessing.
Maximilien Robespierre. No guest.
Arno. Le Chevalier du Télème.
Invitation, s'il vous plaît.
About that, I had one, of course, but on the way...
No invitation, no admittance. Now clear the queue. Next, please.
Okay, we haven't got an invitation, that was expected.
Charles Gabriel Sivet. 2 guests. Next, please.
Arno seems to have an idea. Okay.
Quite the turnout. Quite.
We're heading up there. Infiltrate the palace. Alright. Guards are in blue, so we've got to keep an eye out for guards. There's a guard there. So we want to stay within the people. The only thing let's just check something. No, okay. The objectives are done. It doesn't say any optional objectives. I've noticed they don't always come up immediately. That's the only thing I was worried about. Right, we're sneaking through the crowd so we don't get seen. We've somehow got to infiltrate up there. So many guards this side. There's a hiding place there. There is a guard there. And obviously we need to get across to the next load of people. Guards turn round.
Let's just put in a short appearance to be polite. I'm tired.
As you say.
Right, we're going to be going up there. We can just climb. Obviously, if we get seen by a guard, we could be in trouble. There's 2 there. And a few there. Where's the one that was over there? It's coming back now. So I think once he goes again, we then just head up through the window. I want him to go first. So he's not looking at us. Don't know if it's worth the risk. No, he's gone now. Are these 2 still looking that way? Yes, they are. No, back there. Through the window. There we go. We are inside. We've got to find a lease, though. I'm assuming we don't want to be seen.
Practically up in arms, and they're having a party.
What's this party for, anyway?
Right, there's a guard there.
Not sure. Some kind of confirmation ceremony for the De La Serre Guild.
Are they going to move or are they staying? Right, 2 guards. Now with their back to us. Press L2 to navigate silently. Okay. Another guard there. So he's going to stay there? I think he is. Enter cover. Okay. If he doesn't move, we're okay. No, he's turning round. That's what I was a little bit worried about. Okay. Right, we've got a guy there. I think that's where we're heading. I don't know if he doesn't move, we've got to try and get behind him, I think. He's trying to stay awake by the looks of things. Yeah, I think we've got to go past him.
Is it shift change yet?
Okay. No, I've messed up.
Be gone.
After all that, I messed up badly. Went for the change cover without pressing left. Just pressed X and we went straight to where the guard was. That's annoying. It's all that. Right, let's do it again, shall we?
Third estate practically up in arms, and they're having a party. What's the party for, anyway?
Not sure.
So we know what we've got, kind of got to do
Ceremony for the De La Serre girl.
until to that point, and then I just got to do that point better. Right, there we go. We're good. We're good here. Yeah. Navigate silently. Absolutely fine there. Enter cover. I'm just waiting for this guy to turn around again. He'll go towards the fire. And then we'll exit cover and head that way. And this is where I just got stuck, I believe, just in a minute. My own fault. I just pressed the wrong button at the wrong time. So obviously we need him to turn around again like he just did a minute ago. And he'll go towards the table, I believe. And then we'll, because we've already done to this point, until I pressed the wrong button stupidly, this isn't too bad. Is he going to turn around or is he going to stay there? Come on, I need you to move. He's not going to, why is he not moving? Good morning, Simon. How are you? Yes, we are on Assassin's Creed Unity now. Penultimate Assassin's Creed game to do in the franchise. We are young Arno. I'm taking a risk.
Is it shift change yet?
Okay. I kind of need to...
Look at that one. Pretty sure his shoes cost more than my rent.
I think we're going out the window here. Okay, I think we're okay. So I think we've got to wait for the X to show up every time we go into cover and out of cover. We're heading across that way, aren't we? There we go.
Stop! Get down!
Will you let me back in if I do?
What? Certainly not!
We have been seen.
It's all the same to you.
I think it's okay.
I think I'll stay up here.
You, come here.
Okay. I think we need to find Elise.
I'll see you in the garden later, yes?
Of course.
She's not here. Ah, there we go. There's good people here. I think we did okay. We did make one minor mistake. That was my own fault for being a bit silly with buttons.
I can't remember the last time we were all together like this.
That's not Elise, is it? Why are they gold then? There's obviously a point of interest, but I don't know why. And who's this guy? Right, where is Elise? That's the question. She's in here somewhere. Control-wise, it's quite different to the previous games. They've definitely done the controls better in this. Combat is a lot quicker, and not necessarily as simplistic. There's Elise.
Merci. Un autre jour.
He turned her down because he only has eyes for Elise. Okay, we have a database entry. Let's have a look. This is Elise De La Serre. She was the young girl we met in Assassin's Creed Rogue. and also she's now... her father was the person who took Arno in. The only daughter of Francois and Julie De La Serre, Elise grew up in a modestly wealthy but incredibly privileged environment. As a member of the aristocracy in the waning days of the Ancien regime, she had access to the finest tutors, medicine and food available. After her mother's death in 1778, Elise spent a great deal of time travelling, including several years of study in Paris. Right, we need to follow Elise. I don't want to run, as obviously that would be a bit silly.
I'll not be made a mock of by the likes of him.
Obviously I want to catch her up, but I think running... we can't run actually. R2 doesn't do anything. She knows we're following.
She always did love the chase.
Where is she going? There she is.
You seem to have caused quite a commotion.
Well, what can I say? You were always a bad influence.
Oh, you were a worse one. Are you wearing one of my father's suits?
Are you wearing a dress?
Don't even start. I feel like a mummy wrapped up in this thing.
Must be quite an occasion to get you so fancy.
It's not like that. Truth be told, it's a lot of ceremony and pontification. Dollars dead.
Well, when you don't invite me to your parties, everyone suffers.
I did try, but my father was adamant.
Your father?
Go. I'll distract them.
Aren't we going to go by looks of things?
You're kicking me out.
It's complicated. I'll explain later, but for now, out the window.
Oh, no. You're not turning this into a repeat of that apple orchard.
Stop being such a baby. I'm sure there aren't any guard dogs this time. Go!
That look when he looks at Elise. Okay. We've got to get away. And I'm assuming there's going to be guards. 2 there.
Could have been on party duty, but no. Waste of time. There's nobody out here.
Okay. We go around. I think we're going through that door actually, where the guy's just gone. Where's that guy looking? So when we want to swap cover, you've got to wait for the X, by the looks of things. Going around corners with cover is a little bit weird. Right, how do I get across? He's obviously turned around, so I've got to wait a second. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
What the?
I didn't mean to lose the cover.
Working too hard.
Sometimes getting the little extra appear so you can swap cover is a little bit weird and tricky. I'll wait for him to move. He will turn around hopefully. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, we're okay now. More guards though, one there and one there. We're not allowed to get out into conflict, that's the optional objective. I'm assuming we're heading to the right where the open door is. Don't know if he's going to turn around, that's my only concern.
Who's even going to come out here?
10 to 1 I end the night cleaning
Okay.
a rich man's vomit off my shoes.
Guard there, that guy's walked on. Is he moving or is he staying? He's moving. Okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. That was a bit tricky. Just trying to be careful not to get caught. Obviously, the optional is always in effect. That's always a worry.
All right, monsieur. Too much of the king's champagne. Monsieur. Monsieur De La Serre. Monsieur De La Serre.
That's the man that took him in.
Siver, come away! Guards! Help! Murder!
Oh, wow. Elise's father as well.
Mon Dieu, he's killed Lord De La Serre.
So, don't get into conflict. Challenge complete. That's a bonus, so we don't have to come back at any point. Sequence 1, memory free. Memory complete. High society. The sneaking around is tricky. It's very fiddly. That's one thing I've noticed. So if we need to do more of that in the future, we've got to be a bit careful. It's not seamless, which is a bit frustrating. But let's continue on. Trophy achieved. Youth in Versailles is the trophy achieved. But De La Serre has been killed. Arno was found with the body by the guards, and that guy who shouted is obviously someone we're going to get to know later on, I'm assuming. But Elise has now had to go through the same thing that Arno did, just at a different age. Some of the load screens are pretty long as well, which is a little bit annoying. My concern is always when the load screens take a while, is it crashing on us? I think we're good.
No, it wasn't me. Tie me up, wield in the knife. Please, have mercy.
Gaia est omnis divisa in partes tres.
They're killing us! Oh God, have mercy! They're killing the prisoners in here!
That's enough of that, you degenerate!
Doesn't look a very nice place to be in prison, does it? Not that anywhere's a nice place to be in prison, to be fair. Considering I didn't do anything.
Where am I?
In hell.
I'm assuming this is the Bastille. Okay.
They're coming to kill us all.
Right, someone in gold too. Normally that's someone to talk to. This is Le Marais. Located in the heart of Paris, the Marais district's finest hours would come during the 17th century when the many aristocrats who lived there transformed it into a fashionable district. Sorry about that. In the 18th century, nobility gradually abandoned the district in favour of the Faubourg Saint-Honoré or the Faubourg Saint-Germain. In spite of this departure, the Marais would always retain its image as an aristocratic district, which meant that with the coming of the revolution, rioters were set about destroying the many symbols of royalty and nobility that were found there. It was a wonderfully convenient sort of one-stop shop for those of the riotous persuasion. With the revolution, the district changed progressively. The abandoned townhouses were taken up by merchants to form warehouses or workshops. The beautiful homes were thus preserved, and so the Marais became inhabited by more modest people who kept shops or practiced craft trades, which in turn gave way to small factories and semi-industrialized trades of the 19th century. The Bastille as well. This is where I think we are, the Bastille. The Bastille was one of the many construction projects undertaken by Charles V and was intended to protect the port Saint Antoine Gate and its adjoining Saint Paul Palace. As the centuries wore on and the fortress became less useful as a fortification, it was used more and more often as a prison, finally being completely dedicated to that purpose under the reign of Louis VIII. The prisoners held there, who rarely numbered more than 40 each year, were most commonly political prisoners. By 1789 the Bastille was deemed useless and was costly to maintain, with 250 soldiers for a mere 9 prisoners. Wow. I had an idea for how to bring the cost down. Fire 247 soldiers. Their system is like having a plane with one seat, but hundreds of captains. Hang on, that sounds brilliant. This was at a time when Paris was packed with prisons of all shapes and sizes. Nonetheless, it was seen as a symbol of the oppression of the ancient regime, and when the French Revolution broke out, it was one of the first buildings to be looted and destroyed. The revolutionaries' quarry became quite literally that, as the mob demolished the building and put its stones to better use. Some of the stones were used to consolidate the Pont de la Concorde, others were taken as individual or collective relics. Many were carved into tiny models of the entire fortress and sold as souvenirs. At least they didn't waste any of it. Okay, Francois De La Serre. I'm surprised we haven't read about him earlier, to be fair. There we go. Little information about Francois De La Serre survives. A minor nobleman, he kept an estate in Versailles and a smaller house in Paris, and was known to be a close confidant of the king and of Mirabeau. His wife Julie died sometime around 1777, and De La Serre was left to raise his daughter Elise on his own. He died under mysterious circumstances in 1789. You see this sort of whitewashing a lot when a notable Templar falls out of favour. Someone steps out of line or fails to keep up with the time, and suddenly the rich tapestry that is a unique, lovely human being is reduced to a historical footnote about how terrible they are. A bit like Americans and their celebrities, really. Oh, Sean at his best. Okay. Is that all the things to read? I think it is. There is a person here. Right, all the pictures. There's a couple of people I think we can talk to them. There is a bed I'm assuming they're sleeping on. Let's speak to this guy.
What are you staring at, pisspot?
That's all we can talk to him about. What are you staring at, pisspot?
Don't bother me, boy.
He doesn't want to talk to us, that's fine. There's another person over here. There's a box here. We can look outside. Let's look outside first. Okay, we did look outside. Who's the other guy here? Will he talk to us?
Welcome to your new home.
Welcome to our new home. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing else we can do. Interact with the gate.
Hello? I must speak to someone.
Yeah, no one is listening. We can go to sleep. So that's what we should do then.
They're killing everyone. Oh God, help us!
So at this point, Arno has been accused of killing De La Serre, Elise's father. We know he didn't. Wrong time, wrong place.
Where'd you come by this, pisspot?
I'm in no mood for this.
Give it back.
That guy can fight.
Take it back. If you think you can.
Right. We're using practice swords, I assume. As I say, combat is a bit different to how we've had previously. Got to definitely time your attacks better. And your counters, to be fair. There we go. We did well though, really.
Well struck, Pisspot. See if your defense is as good.
So perfect parry is what we're after.
So much effort for a broken antique.
So yeah, you have to wait till you get a perfect counter, which is yellow.
Say that again. I've nothing more to say, old man.
To be fair, that perfect counter is not too bad to do. Alright, he counted us then. Yeah, definitely not too bad. Look for the yellow isn't too bad. I'm probably pressing a little bit early at times.
Give me what's mine, and go back to your crazy drawings, old man.
Drawings?
These here. Everywhere. Scribbled like chicken scratches all over this cell. Where?
Come here, you little pisspot.
Get your hands off me!
Look at the wall!
What are you doing?
Concentrate. Concentrate.
We could see what was written on the wall, couldn't we? And that's what he knows. He knows. He knows there's something different about us.
Messages from the past. I had myself thrown into half the prisons in Paris in search of these. What's your name, boy?
Arno. Arno Victor Dorian.
Dorian. Of course. Pierre Belleck. I knew your father.
Bully for you.
He died at Versailles. In what? 76? 77? December, as I recall. No witnesses.
How did you...
Your father was an assassin, Arno. He gave his life, fighting for the liberty of all mankind. You stick with me, you might just live long enough to join the Brotherhood. Honor your father's memory.
Listen, I'm sure your little cult is a delightful bunch, but I'm not interested. The only thing I care about is finding Elise.
How are you planning on doing that from in here? Hmm?
Looks like we've made a friend. 2 months later. So Arno's been in the Bastille for 2 months. And it looks like he spent the time training.
Again.
And outside are the revolutionaries taking apart the Bastille.
Focus, pisspot.
What the hell is going on out there?
Citizens are restless. Keep an ear open. Opportunity might just come knocking soon.
2 months of training though. That's only going to hold us in good stead. There's the revolution taking place.
That was cannon fire.
Sometimes opportunity sounds a lot like cannon fire.
Secure the prisoners.
Follow my lead.
Right, we've got to follow his lead. Right, let's have a quick look at Pierre Belleck, the guy who just met in prison. Born in New France sometime around 1740, Pierre Belleck joined the French colonial militia at the age of 16 at the start of the 7 Years' War. He served with some distinction, earning a commendation for valour at the Battle of Fort Bull, and mustered out and travelled to France in 1762. As luck would have it, just barely missing a massive purge of the colonial branch of the Brotherhood by the Templars, so he just missed being wiped out by the Templars. Don't worry, those don't happen anymore. Well, hardly ever. You know what? Lock your doors, just be safe. Sean is brilliant. He seems to have settled in Paris, judging from the numerous arrest records in his name over the next 2 decades. He may have been at the Bastille in 1789, but no conclusive proof naming him as one of the prisoners has ever surfaced. Right.
Take cover.
He wants us to follow his lead, so we're going to take cover.
Prisoners up against the wall. On whose authority?
I think we're about to get our way out of here.
Silence. Stay back.
Once the guards come in, I'm assuming we're attacking them.
Prisoners up against the wall. Stay back.
There we go.
Right, let's get out of this show.
And now we have proper swords. Run like we mean it, no matter what happens. We got to keep him off it while he lockpicks. Come on then, let's fight the guards. I dodged the shot. Missed the parry there. There we go, there's 2 down. Smoke bomb evasions, we need to do 2. Perfect parries, 3. Press up to heal.
Belleck, is the door open? Not quite. We have a problem.
Okay, we've got to dodge smoke, perfect parries and smoke bomb evasions. That's the perfect parries done. Nice little kick there, actually. So once smoke bombs come, we've got to kind of evade the smoke bombs. Oh, I missed a few there. Trying to get the perfect parries can be difficult. Alright, it's healing again there. They've been busy.
You've got to be kidding.
It's gone. Let's go. Not sure about the smoke bomb evasion. That's something we've got to try and figure out as we go. Smoke bomb. Oh, so we're going to run through the smoke bombs basically. Okay, we're still going. The crowd has them occupied. So obviously we need another smoke bomb, really. Right, where are we going now? It's always good to get as many optional objectives done as we go. There was a chest there, but obviously we haven't got an ability to open it, I don't think. Right. We got...
Stop the prisoners!
Stay there!
Back in yourselves! Prisoners, out!
There's nowhere to run.
Throw down your weapons!
One down.
Stop right there! Drop your weapons!
He did just put us in the stomach there with his gun butt, I believe. Oh, I missed the evasion. There we go, I've healed. Oh, I need to do a smoke bomb evasion, I've just realised.
Now, up! Brilliant, and how do we get down again? Trust me!
Should have used a smoke bomb, shouldn't I, by now? Kind of worried I'm not going to get the smoke bomb evasion done now.
I surrender! I surrender!
Guards are surrendering. Yeah, I may have messed up one of the objectives by not doing the smoke bomb evasion.
It's time to jump. What? Prison scrambled your brains, old man. Drink took care of that a long time ago. Now get up here! I can't, that's impossible. Impossible? That's the purview of every assassin boy.
But this bit doesn't quite work. We've already jumped off a viewpoint.
You pluck your head out of your own arse. Come find us. You'd make a great fit. Goodbye, piss pot!
Yeah, we've already done that jump.
Back away from the ledge!
How do I drop a smoke bomb? Okay. We're doing it anyway. But yeah, maybe it's the height that makes him wary, but we've done 2 jumps like that already. And that is the beginning of Assassin's Creed Unity. I do love the prologues. Prologues are normally brilliant in Assassin's Creed. We've messed up. We didn't do 1 smoke bomb escape. So I think that's going to mess that mission up a little bit. We won't get a full thing for that. That will be something to go back to later on if we decide to go for the platinum. But yeah, loading screens are a little bit long for my liking, admittedly. But then we are talking 8 years ago this game came out. So I suppose it was kind of the norm back then, wasn't it? More than it is today. Today we don't really have long load screens. Graphically though, I think it does hold up pretty well. But it's not been bad graphically. Alright, we've escaped the Bastille. And I wonder if this is the house, De La Serre's house, where Elise comes sometimes. There she is.
That's some welcome.
One can't be too careful. Not after what happened.
Elise,
Haven't you done enough to repay my father's kindness?
Elise, please. You can't believe I killed Monsieur De La Serre. Your father... He wasn't the man you thought he was. Neither of our fathers were.
I know exactly who my father was, Arno. And I know who yours was. I suppose it was inevitable. You an assassin. Me a Templar.
You?
Does that shock you? My father always meant for me to follow in his footsteps. Now all I can do is avenge him.
I swear to you, I had nothing to do with his death.
But you did.
No. No! By my life, I swear I didn't. Is that?
A letter intended for my father the day he was murdered. Read it.
So this is the letter we slid underneath the door before going to the party.
Grandmaster De La Serre, I have learned through my agents that an individual within our order plots against you. I beg you to be on your guard at the initiation tonight. Trust no one, not even those you call friends. May the Father of Understanding guide you. L.
I found that on the floor of my father's room.
We put it there.
Unopened.
I didn't know.
Neither did my father.
How could I have known?
Just go.
I will say, for the first time graphically, that beard looks horrendous, or the stubble, or whatever it's meant to be from his time in the Bastille. Doesn't look good. But I'm enjoying the combat. The fact that combat's quite different. It's not as slow as it has been in the previous Rogue and Black Flag and Assassin's Creed 3. I think it's a nice change to be a bit quicker. Obviously, we've only used a sword so far, so I don't know what else we can use throughout the game. It's going to be interesting. Like I say, I played this many years ago. I don't remember much about it other than lockpicking. Sticks in my mind. That's probably about it. And the actual architecture of France itself. So, new district. And Arno seems to be hitting the bottle. Thank you for the like, that was much appreciated. That's cannon fire, I believe. You can activate the eagle vision.
The devil is this supposed to mean?
A symbol within a symbol, by the looks of things. So, Paris. Paris is now open. You can explore the city or play the next single-player mission to continue Arno's story. My plan is, as always, we clear as we go. So if we find a collectible on the way to something, we try and pick it up. Generally, I like the collectibles to have a reason to pick them up, but a lot of times we don't have that very early on. And we'll just see what happens. Obviously, focus on story, but do what we can in between as well. As long as it makes sense, that is the main important thing. It hasn't... There we go, imprisoned. We completed the memory. We didn't complete all the challenges. Now, I'm assuming, and I won't know this if we finish the story, there'll be a trophy for completing every mission 100%. So, we will have to go back and do that if we decide to go for platinum. So we've got a database entry unlocked as well. This is a storming of the Bastille. With the price of bread at an all-time high in July of 1789, Paris was on the brink of revolt. Believe me, at that stage it had been revolting for some time. When word reached the city that Louis XVI had dismissed his finance minister, it was taken as a sign of impending coup attempt by conservative factions within the government. Seeking to arm themselves against the coup, a procession of radicals gathered and headed for the left bank, where they seized some 40,000 muskets from the armory at the Hotel des Invalides. However, there was no powder or shot to be had, and so the revolutionaries made for the Bastille. At the time, there were over 30,000 pounds of powder and shot stored within the prison. Why would you store that much gunpowder and shot within a prison? I suppose it's safe. No one really breaks into a prison, do they? The governor, Bernard René Delaunay, had less than 100 men, mainly veteran soldiers and Swiss guards, to hold the prison against perhaps 1,000 insurgents. Delaunay refused to surrender and his forces were quickly overwhelmed. The powder was seized and the prisoners, all 7 remaining in the Bastille, were freed. When told of the attack by the Duke of La Rochefoucauld, Louis XVI was supported to ask, "Is it a revolt?" The Duke replied, "No, sire, it is a revolution. You say tomato, I say tomato. Actually, that one doesn't quite work so well with written down." And then the Priest de la Bastille. So I think this is just a building. I don't know, this is something else that's been added to the database. Composed in it's a song. Composed in 1790, the song glorifies the events surrounding July the 14th, 1789, and recounts the episode that led to the taking of the Bastille. Rather than surrender, the Bastille's governor Delaunay chose to resist. The text is unusual in that the taking of the Bastille is attributed to the bourgeoisie and not to the people in general. Again, massive apologies for pronunciation. I know I'm horrendous with it. We now have a fact sheet on Elise De La Serre. The only daughter of Francois and Julie De La Serre, Elise grew up modestly wealthy. Hang on. We've read that, but I think it's been added to. We have read the first part. Seems likely she was getting a healthy dose of Templar training and indoctrination during this time. Must be nice to get your training along the French Riviera. I had to make do with a leaky shed in Wolverhampton. After her father's death, she seems to vanish from documented history, likely as a result of revolutionary efforts to purge records of the nobility, or the Templars trying to cover up one of their regime changes. So yeah, just keep an eye on what ones we've already read and what ones we haven't. There is a chest here, so it's worth grabbing while we're here, I think. I haven't really looked at weapons and stuff. Nothing's really pushed us in that direction yet. That's one of the 30. So let's have a look at the map. Where are we meant to be heading next? This is a big old map now. So Rebirth is where we're heading. From Sequence 2, Memory 2. You can even actually set it to difficulty. Look at that. Okay, so that's obviously points of interest nearby. We've got Paris Stories. I don't think we should do Paris Stories yet. Obviously, we're not an assassin officially yet. There's a murder mystery as well. So there's a few things we will do, but at the time being, I think we should just head for the main mission. I think that's kind of the important thing at this point. The other thing I want to check is... Okay. I wondered how we change weapons and stuff, but we can't, so that's that one. So yeah, we're not going to do the little assassin icons at the minute. I think we need to focus on the main story. That's really where we should be heading. Obviously, we're a little bit lost after escaping the Bastille, so that's what we've got to kind of focus on, I believe. Viewpoint here as well will be handy to grab along the way. So that's where we're heading. Don't know if I can make that jump. Let's find out. Can. But as I say, we'll try and just head for the main story at this point. That makes more sense, I think, than doing anything else. Like the murder mystery would make no sense at this point. I'd like things to kind of make sense with the story where possible. I'm assuming our viewpoint is going to be up that spire, would be my guess. So we can make the jump. I will say, Arno is pretty good at jumping. He does need a change of clothes. I think that's one of the first things we need to try and do when we get a chance. Lots of crowds are here. This is actually where the party was held. We've already snuck into there a couple of times. Now, let's have a look where we're heading. So, viewpoint is on the edge here. I think it is the tower I'm thinking of, the spire. And then our mission is behind that. So I think that's where we're climbing. In fact, it's now shown up. So that's where we're going to head first. And then we'll head to the main story. As I say, I think the assassin missions that are nearby, the side stories, the Paris stories, won't make sense. There's no point doing them yet. I do like it to make sense as much as possible. Right, we have a new database entry. Sainte-Chapelle. The Sainte-Chapelle, or Holy Chapel, was built by Louis the... Oh, I'm getting mixed up with my Roman numerals again, which is frustrating. Was built by Louis the 9th. So many Louis. Later canonized as Saint Louis to host Christ's crown of thorns, which he had just purchased of Baldwin II of Constantinople. See, I can see Baldwin II. That's obvious. Louis purchased a crown of thorns. That means Christ didn't travel into the future to buy a crown of thorns from Baldwin II of Constantinople. He had ready access to thorns in biblical times. He didn't need to go all the way to Constantinople to find some bloke called Baldwin II. Also, Baldwin II. So Baldwin I suffered through life with that god-awful name, and then decided to give it to his son as well. Some people. Glad to have Sean back. The edifice is a unique example of seemingly invisible stonework, since its windows take up all the space between the structural supports. Perhaps more extraordinary is that it was built in just 2 years, between 1246 and 1248. That's incredible, 2 years to build that. Believe me, I'm very familiar with European builders. Nothing else in the history has ever been built in just 2 years, not even a small wall or miniature water feature. So not only does Sean take the mickey out of Americans, he's now also taking the mickey out of the French. It is set on 2 levels. The tower level was for Parisians and the people of the court. The upper levels for the king and his family. On important occasions, the king presented the crown taken from the reliquary, to which he alone had the key, to the kneeling congregation. It came close to being demolished during the Revolution, would eventually be used as a flower store. Okay, used as a flower store, really? A club room for the section de la site, and finally a store for archiving old papers, which effectively saved it, since it served the people. It bore a sign proclaiming national property for sale until 1837. All the sacred vessels and precious books had long since disappeared. I'm going to say it many, many times, I'm sure, through Unity, but apologies for pronunciation. It's just, yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit about this building. We now need to try and see if we can head up. We'll grab the viewpoint before we head to mission, as it is on the way, and as I say, we'll clear on the way as long as it makes sense. The assassin missions and the mystery that have already appeared won't make sense at this point, because we're not an assassin or anything like that at this moment. There is a chest here though, I believe. Picking up chests does make sense. I think it does. Haven't had to lockpick yet though. I'm sure lockpicking's in this. I know, I'm adamant it is. So one major thing I remember. So I'm sure lockpicking is in this. Okay. Viewpoint nearly there. And then we will continue on. The mission is actually quite close to us right now. Don't do that. At least we have to press circle to like drop down. So I shouldn't press accidentally. In terms of we shouldn't fall off buildings unexpectedly. Right, they'll synchronise this. I think this will be quite a nice view of Paris. And as I said when we started the game, at the time this game came out, the way they mapped Paris was incredible, and it was probably one of the first games of its kind to be mapped the way it was. So it was definitely a feat of architectural engineering within a game world. I think that kind of thing gets missed because it was overshadowed by the amount of bugs the game had when the game first released. I think a lot of people forget how well this was done in terms of the architecture and the graphics. Obviously it might look a bit dated now, but at the time, 8 years ago, this was incredible. So viewpoint done. Our mission is down there. And we can drop down over here. New database entry. Palais de Justice. This ancient and ornate building that overlooks the Tour de l'Horloge, with its elaborate clock featuring figures of justice and law, was initially built in 1296 by Philip the... I'm going to get really annoyed with these Roman numerals, aren't I? Philip IV of France. In spite of his financial worries, it was here that he consolidated the dispensation of justice, although the judges soon came to be famous for their corruption. During the Revolution, the Palais housed the much-feared Revolutionary Tribunal. There will be less, as we go through this, there will be less database entries, obviously. Because we're right at the start, there's going to be a few. But I do enjoy reading them. It does give us a picture of the history we're seeing and experiencing. Right. How do I jump down from here? There's... Conveniently, there's a bale of hay. I thought he wasn't going to jump into them for a minute. Right, we're here. Let's see what the next mission has to offer. So this is Rebirth. 4 rewards, supposedly. Now that Arno is out of prison, it's time to track down Belleck and get some answers from the old man. Belleck was the guy I met in prison, for those that are unsure.
I suppose a simple address would be too mundane.
We have the symbol within a symbol. Investigate inside the Saint Chapelle. So we need to get back inside there. That's actually just where we've come from, strangely. But we've got to go back inside now. I'm curious of a couple of things. There's a few new things shown up on the maps. I'm just curious to what they actually mean. Obviously, I'd assume that's an alarm bell. There was a newspaper. I can't see it now, though, on the map. But I'm sure we had a newspaper on the mini-map over there. I don't know what that is. Oh, maybe... I don't remember 100%. I think we have to collect newspapers. It's one of the collectibles, I think. And they have different headlines on them. That's kind of what's made at the minute. Right, inside we go. We need to investigate inside here. Okay. They all look like
if you can pluck your head from your own arse, come find us.
That's what Belleck told us. Pluck your own head from your own arse, come find us. What are we looking for? That's the question. Nothing behind there. Now, why does that look lower? Something moves here, doesn't it? It's how do we get it to move? Because that is lower. So that would tell me there's something to do here. What's this bit up here? This looks like a door at the back of this.
Perhaps the sunbeam.
Perhaps the sunbeam. So the sun must come in from that window there. Okay. So the sun comes in from there. Do we need to move that over there then maybe? How we move it, I'm not too sure at this point.
This medallion must play into it somehow.
So we've got a medallion. We've got to figure out where to place it, I think. I've got a feeling it's over there, offhand. I think it's something to do with this. Yeah, it is. I think it is. The light is coming in there. No, I think we've got a place over there. I wonder. No! That wasn't what I wanted to do. I think we've got to place our medallion up there. Is there an easier way up than starting all the way again?
This medallion must play into it somehow.
Yeah, I think it does. Okay. I think we need to get to there and place it in there. There we go. I think this is it. Something is happening. Right, I think it's a timer, isn't it? I should have moved quicker, I think. We're going to get to there. Oh, I've jumped down again. Wasn't intended. There's a timer going, I can hear it ticking away. There we go. Oh, I missed it. That's really annoying. Right, so we have to get back up here. There we go, it's open again now. There we go. It's a bit annoying it closing, but we still got in. We could hear it clicking away. But yeah, the loading screens are a little tad long. But so far so good. So Arno looks to have found the assassins. And this is where the Romeo and Juliet kind of thing comes in from Dennis. Earlier was the fact that Elise is a Templar.
What is this place?
The sanctuary. A place we can train and prepare, away from the eyes of our enemies.
Didn't we just escape from a dungeon?
It's not a dungeon. It's a nerve center. From these tunnels we can get anywhere in the city, all without being seen. We have eyes everywhere.
Really? Seems visibility would be a problem. Wouldn't you prefer something with a view?
This place has served us well for 600 years, pisspot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking the
And
nickname.
how long were you standing in the dark waiting for me?
Not long. Guillaume spotted you from the bell tower.
Well, it was quite the entrance.
Are you mocking me?
No, no. God's truth. Very theatrical.
Shut up. We're here.
The candidate will approach.
Candidate. We're not actually an assassin yet, we're still waiting to be initiated by the sounds of it.
So, the son of Charles d'Orient returns to us. Belleck thought you wouldn't come. What changed your mind?
I'm tired of running from my failures. Monsieur De La Serre, my father. I want to make it right.
The death of Grand Master De La Serre weighs on you. Why? Did you wield the blade yourself?
We didn't.
Does it matter? The blame still lies with me.
إن ذنوبه تكل كيلي هل أنت متأكد من؟
أنا كذلك. إنه قادر على مواجهة المحاكمة. سيكون جيدا.
Very well. Out of the dark you come into the light. From the light you will return to the dark. Are you prepared to travel the Eagle's path?
I think
That's
so.
a fancy way of asking, do I want your help? Yes.
Then drink.
Okay, I'm assuming something's going to happen once we drink this. Be a dreamlike state, I would assume, or something similar. There we go. I'm assuming this is the trial of the Eagles.
What's happening?
Hello?
Okay, what do we got? We got Natus, Parelius, Juventus, Adultus, Mortis. And this is all his history, isn't it? Meant to do something here. There we go. We'll just do an eagle dive off. I'm assuming that's what I'm meant to do. But that was all showcasing his history. What do we got here?
Can't I go with you, Father?
Courage, my boy. You wait just here. I will return when this hand reaches the top, and there is to be no mischief.
That's his father before he died. The hands of Sheikh Cormac.
Where is that boy? I'm certain I told him 6 o'clock. We should be well away by now.
Father, it's me! I'm here!
All a bit weird, isn't it? But we knew this would be the trial of the Eagle. Hold R2 and that to slide. Try and dodge the explosions. We did okay. That was obviously his father being killed. In some ways, as if you're learning to accept your past, is what it comes across as. It's a letter that we slid underneath the door.
If I leave it here, Monsieur De La Serre will see it and instantly return.
Right. I don't actually need to press X here, do I really? Kind of standard jump. This is the thing we'll climb up.
Distract them.
Haven't you done enough to repay my father's kindness?
He's killed Lord De La Serre.
Probably jumped a little bit early there.
Truly, I am blessed.
So this was us obviously being accused of the death.
You seem to have caused quite a commotion.
What can I say?
They're all turning their back on us. Okay, we were killed. Kill the assassin without being detected. Oh, okay. I didn't see that pop up before it happened, to be fair. Yeah, I hadn't seen that, strangely. Can't get through there. We'll kill him without being detected, that's the question. Where is it? So he's there. Okay. Try and get around the back of him, I think. We obviously don't want him to disappear on us, like he just did. Right, now we need to assassinate the assassin. And there we go.
These are the words spoken by our ancestors, the words that lay at the heart of our creed.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Hide in plain sight.
Never compromise the Brotherhood.
Let these tenets be branded upon your mind. Follow them and be uplifted. Break them at your peril. Rise, assassin.
Now we have our blade.
Dead. He has been culled from this world. His sins and failures turned to dust. Tonight he is reborn, a novice of the Assassin Brotherhood.
Well, obviously a novice rank. There we go. Memory 2, Sequence 2, Memory Complete, Rebirth. We are now officially an assassin. Rebirth trophy complete. So a nice little start though. Kind of explains to you all of Arno's past mistakes, why he is the way he is, why he thinks the way he does. And then you go to be inducted into the Assassins after meeting Belleck in the Bastille. And you have to go through your memories to be installed into the Brotherhood of Assassins. As I say, I don't remember a massive amount. This is why I'm kind of... Every time I see and read something, I'm like, is that familiar, is it not? Back to present day.
Now that you've experienced life as an assassin, are you willing to pick up the fight and join us? Deacon, load the file.
Coming up.
We lifted a media file from Abstergo last month, and the information it contains is astounding. But we won't share these things with just anyone. By pressing play, you'll be joining the Assassins. If you want to fight the Templar menace, if you're willing to save civilization from Abstergo's clutches, press play, sit back, and ready yourself for the truth.
It's quite cool coming to this after, obviously, Assassin's Creed Rogue, where we were a Templar, and they were making the Assassins out to be the bad guys. Whereas before that, every other game has always said the Assassins are the good guys. Right, let's press play. We're going to join the Assassins and have a look at the Phoenix Project.
Good choice. Welcome to the Assassins, Initiate.
In the 1950s, it was theorized that human DNA worked via the triple helix model. Some years later, the work of Crick and Watson demolished this theory in favor of the double helix. Today, we know the double helix to be indisputably the basis of all life. So why did the triple helix theory gain so much traction? Why did Rosalind Franklin's X-rays seem to confirm it? It turns out that their initial samples had been taken from small traces of precursor DNA, the rare genes of an ancient race embedded in our own. We now know that triple helix DNA is the foundation of the precursor genome. It is the genetic Rosetta Stone of our age. If we can crack it open, if we can sequence the full precursor genome, there is no limit to the knowledge we will gain. Using Animus technology, precursor history will be open to us for the first time ever. Ancient languages will be unlocked, and ancient technology will be ours for the taking. Imagine what will be possible if we master the technology that underpins the pieces of Eden. Such discoveries would surpass 100-fold the splitting of the atom. Last year, we located a rich sample of precursor DNA in a donor whose genes contained human and precursor DNA at an incredible 25-to-1 ratio. Our work will begin with this sample. Our goal is to unravel the triple helix, sequence the precursor genome, and change the world for the better, forever. Welcome to the Phoenix Project.
So, that was a video made by Abstergo.
This is where we stand. Last year, Abstergo acquired the body of a man we call a sage, one of a rare breed of humans with a surplus of ancient DNA. This sparked a search for more sages, in the present and in the past. The more Abstergo finds, the closer they get to their final goal. We've blocked their recent attempts to find more, but Abstergo will not stop looking until they sequence a full precursor genome. So, why Arno Dorian? Why chase an assassin through the French Revolution? It turns out, at some point in his life, Arno came into contact with another sage. We need you to find out when and where these meetings took place. If Arno was present for this sage's death, it might lead Abstergo straight to his body. Naturally, we'd like to find it first. This is where you come in. It won't be simple. Genetic memory must be tackled in sequence to keep the data stable. But we're confident you're up to the task. And you won't be alone. Other initiates, assassins just like you, are doing their part to end this fight. If you need more training, more experience, you can call on them for help. All right. Loading the next sequence.
So that's obviously a little precursor to the multiplayer side of things. We will look at the multiplayer at the end of the story. We've got a few people that want to do it with us. So that should be good fun. Just arranging a time to do so, though. We're now in Paris, 4th of January. I missed the year, I think 1970. It wasn't 19. I missed the year there, though.
I've got something else for you. The more time you spend with Arno, the more data we'll have to increase your synchronization with him, and to activate his abilities. Here, have a look at this.
Okay. Assassin abilities unlocked. Your assassin abilities have been unlocked in your skills menu. We haven't looked at skills yet. Ranged weapon, assassin cache, money pouch, stun grenade, communal sense, disguise, apprentice locksmith, group healing, double assassination, thick skin, environmental blending, and staggering strike. So we need to have a look at skills and how they work. Here we go. So if we go, we'll start with health. It's always a good one to start with. So group healing, you can heal a group of us. We can't do that, we haven't got enough to do so. We have got thick skin. So it stands a little more damage in combat. That's that one. Stealth, we've got communal sense, disguise, apprentice locksmith, the ability to pick lock on doors and chests, that might be useful. Environmental blending, so that allows the ability to vanish by performing mundane activities such as sitting on a bench or leaning against a wall. We've also got double assassination. That's a skill we need to learn. Ranged, the ones unlocked currently ranged weapon, so we can use ranged weapons as pistols and muskets. That might be a good one to have to start with, as that will help us. Assassin cache, the ability to create an assassin cache, which allows you and allies to recover bombs. Money pouch and stun grenades. And then in melee, we have not only one we can use now, and that's Staggering Strike. An unbalancing attack that stuns the enemy for a moment. In fight, hold down X to perform. So my thinking is straight away, unlock ranged weapons, I think is a good start. Obviously, there's more to come. You've got improved Phantom Blade later on, and gas bombs, poison gas bombs. But yeah, I think we should unlock ranged weapons. That leaves us 3 more points to spend. What else can we do? That's thick skin is 2. I think thick skin would be good. I kind of want double assassination, but I don't think we can get it. I think it's a 4. Staggering Strike is 2. Where was it? Stealth, I think. Disguise, no. We can do an Apprentice Locksmith. Double assassination we can't afford. So I think Apprentice Locksmith. And also, I think we'll go for the environmental blending. That's our first skills purchased.
One last thing. While you've been busy, I had Deacon do some poking around in Arno's memories. Seems he was a busy guy. See that symbol? That's a co-op mission. I play a lot of games multiplayer. I don't know about you, but I thought you'd like to mix it up a little. These are missions Arno ran with his assassin buddies, so they'll give you an idea of what our organization's about. Just walk into the glitch and you'll get all the details. I've marked them on your map.
Okay. So let's have a look at our weapons. One-handed. We've got a few here. So we own the dual cavalry saber. Don't is that the one that's equipped? These can be upgraded as well, interestingly. The Spanish cup hilt rapier and the Arno's French rapier. That's the one we currently have. What one are we going for? Let's just show the difference, and also if you go all the way down, we need to buy some of these. They're going to cost a lot of money for the best ones. Okay, I'm assuming Arno's sword would be the one to actually have at the start. So we can equip Arno's. The difference is the parry and damage are better. This sword has been in the Dorian family for years. We can hack upgrade. I'm not too sure what that is, but I want to hold off at this point. I think it'd be too early to do that. We have got long weapons as well. We do own a Gussie arm. Not entirely sure what that is. I'm assuming these long weapons are instead of swords, and we only currently own 1. Heavy weapons, we've got a pickaxe. The rest can be bought later on. Whether I don't know why we'd need to change. We may need to. Well, we own a couple of pistols off the bat. A common pistol, Arno's dueling pistol, which is good, better range, and we don't have any at the minute actually. Speed is less, but damage and range are good. We've got silver plated. We've got French cavalry, and what's this one here? This is a 5-shot duckfoot. I'm assuming that's because we gained that from another game. Tends to happen. So, although that needs buying according to that actually. So we can equip this one, Arno's dueling pistol. We'll start with that. I kind of like using the stuff that is meant for him. These two give a better range, to be fair. The silver plate and the cavalry pistols both give better range, according to that. Rifles instead of a pistol. We have got a flint musket. All these need buying, though. I don't think we own any of these. And some of these can be unlocked later on. And guillotine guns. Look at that, it's a guillotine gun. A deadly combination of an axe and a mortar. They're all locked currently. I think they're all from Dead Kings, the DLC. So we'll come to them later. I'm assuming a long weapon replaces the sword. If we equip that, actually, let's have a look. Yeah, we've lost the one-handed. So we'll use the French rapier for the time being. Equipment-wise, we can change the colour of what we're wearing. Assassin blue. What have we currently got equipped? Go for green, you can change your colour. Peaceful Tales. Amber Dawn. I'm not massively one for cosmetics, I never have been. I am liking the wildfire though. And I'm liking the red. I think we'll equip the wildfire colours. Head, we can change the hood. They do give certain stat benefits. So we've got Arno's original hood. We can change it for the Leipzig Regiment hood. It's from the only Austrian regiment that served in Napoleon. It does give a better health modifier. But there's lots of hoods to buy that will give different modifiers. We'll stick to Arno's for the time being. Chest. We've got Arno's original coat. We'll stick with that. We have got a Prussian waistcoat. It gives us a little bit more health. Over time, obviously, we're going to want to improve, I think, to give us more different things. Forearms as well. These can be brought and used. This is our current one. Arno's original braces. And there's lots more we can buy over time. The waist, we have a belt. We've got his original belt currently. Legs. There's quite a lot actually we've got to look at and, you know, purchase and upgrade. And also upgrade these eventually as well. Arno's original breeches. And then outfits. There's a whole outfit you can buy. Altair's Master Assassin, Shay's Templar outfit, Ezio, Edwards, Connor's, Thomas de Carillian's Master Assassin outfit, Arno's Fearless outfit. We own this as well, so we can buy an outfit. That was an early concept of the outfit. McFarlane Master Assassin, Raider outfit, Guard of Fonciade outfit. I'm assuming we may have to own everything at some point. Arno's Master Assassin outfit. We're definitely not there yet, and we need to complete all single-player sequences for that one. So in the game, I think that's the kind of one you'd go for. Napoleon's artillery outfit and the Iron Mask. And boost and co-op play. So you've got 4 active skills you can use, and you've got active boosts as well. We don't own any of these currently. I'm liking the red. Reward Hidden Blade received. Training unlocked. Heavy weapon training. So we've unlocked a load of training. The long weapon training. Ranged weapons. Hold L1 to aim. Oh, that's a bit different. L1, not L2. And press R2 to shoot. In a fight, press L1 to form a quick shot. Got to remember that's L1. You can quickly press a bomb for R1. Fast slide. We know about that. Air assassination. Cover assassination as well. Lockpicking. Press circle to interact. Press X when the slide is inside the blue zone. Something we'll have to get used to. Blending in crowds is automatic, and environmental blending is something we can do now as well. There's a few things I've got to try and remember. The shooting being L1 is a different one. That's different to what we're used to. So that's all the training now. I'm letting everything load in properly. Otherwise, it may have issues. I don't like leaving things not loaded in. I'll have a look where the first question. We've still got about 40 minutes of the stream, so we've got plenty of time. Once everything's loaded in. I just think we don't let things load in, obviously, more chance for it to crash and other stuff. So I always like to let things load in. Someone's red. I don't know who that red person is. Maybe we should have given chase, but there we go. What do we gain from the chest? 250 florins. Right, where are we heading? That's the question. The red does make us stick out a little bit, doesn't it? That's the downside to the red, I suppose. I'm trying to look at a map, but it's still loading in things. I think it's done. Right, this is the map as it stands. We are here. Next story mission is here. Graduation. After nearly a year of training, Arno is finally ready to become a full-fledged assassin. All he has to do is complete one last exercise. I think we should do that first. Obviously, we're not a full-fledged assassin yet. We're still in training. So I think for it to all make sense, we should do that first. This is Pont Neuf. There is a cockade there. Chest. So I think we should grab those on the way. Those two. And then we'll head for the main mission. As that makes sense. I might change the red eventually. I'm not sure. I like the red. Database entry of Pont Neuf. But I think we do stand out quite a bit. As an assassin, you're meant to hide in plain sight, aren't you? This new bridge is now the oldest existing bridge in Paris. The laying of the first stone on May the 31st, 1578, was a tearful occasion for Henry III, who had just lost 2 of his favourite minions in a duel. The king was coming out of the funeral service and it was raining. Always ready for a laugh, the Parisians subsequently dubbed the bridge Le Pont de Pleurs, or the Bridge of Tears. The Pont Neuf was a unique bridge in its time, the first to be built in stone, the widest, the most accessible, and unlike other bridges of Paris back then, no houses were built along the bridge spans. So the first of its type. Right, I just want to grab this while we're here. It makes sense for us to just pick it up. One collectible done in the district. Perfect. Right, there is also a chest to pick up nearby before we head to the quest. That's just there. And then, yeah, main story all the way at this point. Just to keep everything making sense. Now, is this is on top of the house by the looks of things, the building here. So at the minute, I'll put it as red because I like the colour red. But I may need changing. Okay, where is this chest? Is here. There we go. New database entry. Oh, we've got a few here actually. Place Dauphine. In 1601, Henry the IV's fourth, I think, announced that the public square, triangular in fact, would be created and given to the first president of the parliament, Achille de Harlay, who had remained loyal to Henry during the wars of religion. Harlay divided the square, situated away from the traffic of the bridge, into 12 lots in 1608. The houses built were rented by artisans, tailors, printers, booksellers, and officers of the nearby Palais de Justice. Up until 1633, one of the main attractions of the square, then a cluster of little houses, was the trestle stage used by the famous Parisian facere Tabarin, Antoine Gerard, who put on short Italian-style performances with his brother and their little theatre troupe. His motto was, "The world is merely deceived by charlatans." Acting the tambourine, faire the tambourine in French, become a proverb that literally no one has ever used. A statue of Henry IV. The original horse was cast in Florence and shipped to Paris in 1614 to await its king. The stallion stood riderless until upon its pedestal for 21 years and was referred to by the Parisians, I don't know how to say it, Parisians, simply as the bronze horse. At last the rider was made. Henry IV, I think that's fourth, the Protestant king who before taking the crown survived the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. To stabilise his throne, he converted to Catholicism. Pronunciation is horrendous. Possibly uttering the apocryphal remark, "Paris is worth a mass." Although much beloved by his people, he was assassinated while riding in his carriage by religious fanatic Francois Rebirth in 1610. During the revolution, the spot on which the statue stands was used as a meeting point and even as a recruiting office for volunteers willing to fight the Parisians. And we've also got the newspaper stands and printing. One of the most spectacular aspects of commerce during the revolutionary period was the boom in printing driven by the explosion in the number of publications. Before 1789, censorship tightly controlled the production of literary works, including periodicals. With the revolution, however, the printing industry blossomed. In June 1789, only 5 newspapers were on sale. By December of the same year, the figure had risen to 130. Among the most important papers of the revolution were Camille Desmillions, La Vie Cordelier. I learned French in school. I hated it. I'm horrendous at it. The teachers all thought I was good. I'm proving I'm not. Jacques Brissot's Girondiste, La Patriote Française, Jacques Serene Herbert's Le Pierre Duchesne, and Jean-Paul Mouret's L'Ami du Peuple. These papers received a huge number of Parisians, even those who were unfamiliar with reading. It was not uncommon to find individuals who read articles aloud in the middle of the street to persuade others. There we go. Let's interact with the chest. Hopefully it's a bit more money. Another 100 florins. And as I say, main story is the focus now, as that's what makes sense. And for that, we need to head into possibly this building. Arno has been training a year. We've got about half an hour left, which I think is plenty of time. I don't know if we've got to head in or over. Might actually be able to get to there from where we are. I'm a little bit unsure about this at the minute, the red. Mainly because we're very distinctive. Right, there is a newspaper here. I don't think I can jump down though. Someone's being attacked, I think. Who is it that's being attacked? Kill the criminals. It said kill the criminals, that's what I did. You can only 1 of 5 crowd events. Okay, 1 of 5 crowd events complete. Right, there is a newspaper here. This is actually what I was after. There we go. Journal de Paris, 1791. The roads of France are open to all who trade citizens. With the Reformation, we started by tearing down the tax farmers' walls. Now sees its natural conclusion is France only unified by these acts. In the wake of misdeliveries, a terrible crop and a price irregularities, the bakers of Saint Marco, Saint Antoine, and Saint Denis have asked for calm. They can't bake bread without grain, and violence won't feed anyone's families. Dr. Joseph Guillotine is attempting to make a mockery of public executions. Instead of a proper beheadings, breakings upon the wheel, or simple hangings, he is proposing that a machine execute the guilty in a clean, efficient manner. Nothing could be more absurd. Executions are meant to give warnings to the populace, more brutal the better. Mile Montesquieu, another wonderful performance. One dreams of sojourning in the midst of her plunging neckline. Do not ask this poor soul which place you were starring in. Very little seems important when a dainty figure finally makes its appearance on the Theatre de Ambigu Comique stage. Wear your tricolour proudly, good citizens. Show your support for a new order. One more noble than the 10,000 aristocrats. An era of liberty. A society built on the principle that all men are indeed equal. So is that the same as the article? Okay. Right, we completed a crowd event. I'm assuming that's a good thing. Weapon-wise, what do we got? So I have got cherry bombs here. I have also got pistols. I think I should have the pistols equipped. Actually, you could both sides. Okay, cool. Oh, whether the cherry bombs will help us, I'm not too sure. Right, that's where we're heading for our mission. An alarm bell is nearby. Press circle in range to sabotage it. I'm assuming we're not meant to be in this area then. This is a restricted area. Okay. We need to go up. We don't really need to go in the restricted area. We need to be above it. All the dead bodies here. So this is our final mission to become a full-fledged assassin. Hopefully we can get this done before we end the stream today. We've got about half an hour, so we should do. Yeah, I might need to change the red. It's just a bit... We're not blending in as much as I was hoping. Right, here we go. Graduation. Let's play. I should have read it first, shouldn't I?
What's the mission?
Mission. Let's get your arse in position. Don't ask questions, piss pop.
I live to serve.
Right, mission difficulty. Mission difficulty is indicated by diamonds. The more diamonds, the more difficult the mission, the stronger the enemies. The player level is also represented by diamonds. The more diamonds, the higher level. Buying new skills and better equipment increases your player level. Okay. Kill the guards and sabotage the bell is the objective. And we've got to do 3 cover kills. That is the plan. Okay. There is a guy there. The minute I jump into that, I'm kind of screwed, aren't I? 3 cover kills. Which means I need to be over here. So I'm thinking we need to drop down near this guard. Corner cover. That's what my thinking is. This first one. Okay, we're in cover. That's one cover assassination done. I'm not too sure about the next two though. Okay. I wanted to loot this guy, which is why I want to exit cover quickly. Okay. 2 guys left to take down. Obviously the bell needs doing. What's the best way to do this? Kind of need him to come to us, don't I?
Something's going on. All right, he can vanish at will. Ooh.
Right, how am I going to get 2 corner kills? I think I kind of need to do the other guy first, and maybe this guy after. Because the other guy's going to spot whatever we do, isn't he? So, maybe I need to try and get round to the other guy. The problem is, getting round isn't easy. He's walked away.
Hey, what was that?
Okay. Wait here a second.
Oh, sod it.
It's that other guy I need to get to, I think, first. It's kind of my thinking. So if I can get to him, I think that's an easy cover kill. This guy is the problem. Okay. Where's he gone now? He's over there. Need to get to that area there, I think. It's getting without being seen though. Okay. I'm taking it slow. I don't want to make a mistake. I want to try and get the 3 cover kills done. First attempt if possible. Where's he going now? Yeah, I definitely think we need to take this guy out first.
Something's not right.
Okay. Need a cover kill on this guy now.
No! Someone's killed Lepine!
Which just means I need to kind of get into a position where I can cover kill him. He spotted the body. He didn't stay down there long enough. I was hoping he'd stand there with the body a bit longer. He's kind of looking around. Okay. Remember, we need a cover kill, 3 of them, to make this work. That's not a cover kill from there, is it? Right, so where's he going next? He's not done the alarm bells, that's a bonus. So how do we get a cover kill on him? I kind of need him to move at this point. Let's see where he goes near, and I think he's going to go near the barrels, isn't he? Kind of want him to come near us because then we can get him from that way.
It's not here. I better get back.
Where's he going now? Is he going to walk past us here? If so, this could be a decent cover kill if we time it right. There we go. 3 cover kills done. Sort of buy their time a little bit. Right, let's loot the bodies before we go and do anything else. We can use it to upgrade and customise our gear, the points we just gained. Some more ammunition for our pistol. And I don't know why we get a quill pen. Now we can sabotage the alarm bell though. And that's objective complete with the optionals done as well. And we got some more Creed points, as it says.
Lord Guillaume de Roussel has generously agreed to our price of 40%.
An act of desperation. What about the priest?
He'll come around.
Your confidence is infectious, Sever. My boys will have the wagon ready.
Here are the details. Make sure it goes smoothly.
I'm pretty sure that's the guy who killed De Serre.
Make sure that it goes smoothly, cretin. When have I...
That was Belleck.
These bastards always have bodyguards. Well... next time, do that before he starts screaming.
Why do we hang about here when Sever still lives? He killed Monsieur De La Serre.
Patience. Sever is not the target.
We're going to keep up with Belleck. This is what we're going to do here.
Council's waiting for our report.
Right, let's go. Okay, press the drop, select smoke bombs and equip press R1 to drop. One smoke bomb breaks enemy's line of sight, gives you time to flee. Also allow you to perform an assassination on the suspecting guards. Okay.
Drop the damn smoke!
Smoke bomb dropped. We've got to get out of here. We've got to keep up with Belleck. That's the optional. I don't know how we're going to keep up with him, but we'll... Ah, no! That's not good. We're being shot and knocked off. I don't know if we'll... Yeah, we're nearly dead already. I dropped a smoke bomb as well, and obviously we couldn't keep up. That's not a good start, is it? Let's try this again, shall we? Oh, it's horrendous. All I tried to do was copy Belleck and failed miserably. Maybe I dropped the smoke bomb too soon. That could be the other thing.
Why do we hang about here when Sever still lives? He killed Monsieur De La Serre.
Patience. Sever is not the target. Not today.
Right. There we go. We've got to go.
Waiting for our report.
Yeah. Smoke bombs are there. Smoke bomb dropped. Got to get people to shoot me. Oh no! Oh, you're kidding me. That's twice now. I think maybe we don't climb after him. I don't know. No, we're okay. We're okay. We're through this time. Database entry. Concierge. Stop the run while we do a database entry. So, conciergerie. This palace was the seat of the kings of France from the 10th century to the middle of the 14th, when Charles V abandoned it for the Louvre. By the early 15th century, it was primarily used as a prison, though the name conciergerie, from concierge, keeper of the royal palace, stuck. By the time of the Revolution, the conciergerie was the main prison in Paris. For many, it was the last stop before execution, which earned it the nickname antechamber of the guillotine. The conciergerie was also called the most lucrative furnished lodging in Paris. Prisoners were allowed to rent a bed for 27 livres a month, but since many were executed after only a few days, jailers could rent out the same bed sometimes 10 times a month. Jailers made a lot of money there then. And we need to keep up with Belleck for this one. Where's he going? Let's drop down there.
Time to wear your cape.
Okay.
Going with you.
There we go, at least he killed him as well. Right, where are we heading, Belleck? Trying to keep up with him, I'm trying to follow him. There's more guards we've got to take out. I didn't really need to kill him actually. He ran off. I thought he was killing the guards, but he ran off instead. Are we fighting? So we are fighting. Thought he was meant to be running, but Belleck's kind of stayed for some reason. There we go. Can we run now, Belleck? I'm quite happy to watch Belleck fight if need be. I think that's the last one down. There's one guy left. I want smoke bombs, really. Right, Belleck's running again. Let's keep up with him. Belleck dropped the smoke bomb there. We're still running. I've got no smoke bombs left, you see. I'm relying on Belleck to actually drop them. And obviously I don't know where we're heading, so I'm kind of just trying to keep up with him, not get ahead of him. I think we did okay.
Merde. Patriots. These imbeciles will pick a fight with anyone.
Right, be careful of the Patriots then.
Stop them.
Stop them. Avoid them. Doesn't matter.
I don't want to change the outfit. I don't think the red's right.
Can't save everyone, piss pop.
So Arno wanted to help other people, and yet Belleck just told him we can't help everyone. So extremists in red harass the population. They are paid by Templars. They can recognize you and attack you anywhere in the city. I'm going to try and blend in with the crowd. Maybe not, because everyone's moving now. Where's he going? Yeah, once we finish the mission, I think we'll change our outfit colour. I think the red's too out there at the minute. Do something more pale. I am a fan of red, but at this point, not. I should really use health at some point as well to heal as well. There we go. I think so far I've managed to keep up with Belleck, so I think we've done okay. Hopefully, the mission acknowledges that as well. It's gone through the window there, hasn't it? Why is it not going through the... Okay, we'll just go over. L2 to go through the window. That's why I made the mistake there. There we go. Inside. Where's he gone now? Out this window. Okay, I've kind of lost Belleck a little bit now, which is not what I wanted to do. Because we're meant to keep near him for this, for the optional objective or the actual challenge, I suppose. That little swing over with the legs is quite cool. Yeah, I definitely think we're going to change our outfit come the end of this. Where is he?
You call that a run?
Right, we've got Pont Rouge, a new database entry. It's a wooden painted bridge linking the two islets. The Pont Rouge survived the revolution, soon destroyed and eventually replaced by the Pont St. Louis. Faction fight. Guards in blue always attack extremists in red first. Avoid attacking them to reduce conflicts. Okay, the blue will always attack the reds. So let the blues fight the reds as much as possible. I'm hoping this still says we've kept up with them.
You'll hurt someone.
And now where? I think we've managed it.
I can't believe this. We've not seen.
We have. Keep up with Belleck complete.
And you're letting him walk. All because his name wasn't on a bloody piece of paper.
The timing's not right. Too many variables. Too many loose threads.
Let's open the door. I probably could have let the conversation play out a little bit more. I think there was a little bit extra on top of that, but it said interact, so I just pressed it without thinking. I should have waited probably. Let the conversation finish. Arno's not happy we let the guy go, by the looks of things.
Arno, Godspeed.
Okay, shops. You can replenish your tools, ammunition and medicine at shops. The shops are often found near fast travel locations and in social clubs. Find more shops, but synchronizing viewpoints reveal more of the map. Obviously, the shop we help will their smoke bombs. Consumables. Let's have a look. Smoke bomb is the one thing we haven't really got. We've got 3,300 florins. Let's refill all. 5 more smoke bombs. I think we'll be using them. In previous games, we haven't really used tools as much as I probably should have done, but I think I will this time.
Proceeds to do nothing with it.
You don't seem terribly fond of him.
He's a politician. Sees himself as a great peacemaker. He thinks he can end the war between assassins and Templars, bring the revolution to a happy conclusion, and convince dogs and cats to live together in peace.
And that's bad?
It's a self-aggrandizing pipe dream. Templars are at their weakest since Jacques de Molay burned. We're running around after second-rate smugglers. All because Mirabeau wants to secure his legacy.
Monsieur de la...
Again, I moved while the conversation was still playing. I thought they'd finished, to be fair.
Can rest easy. Harpinell's dead.
Shaking down imprisoned nobles seems a bit out of his oeuvre. What are the Templars up to?
If we hadn't spent the last year hobbled by your damn truce, we might know that.
Here's a point, Honoré. The truce was with Grand Master De La Serre.
The man's been dead for 2 years. Whoever's in charge now, you can be certain they aren't sitting idle.
We might have learned more had we not allowed Sivert to escape.
Sivert was there?
I know your heart is set on keeping the peace, but bringing Monsieur de la Serre's killer to justice would count for something, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. But do not confuse your personal vendetta with a sound strategy.
If he wants to kill Templars, let him kill Templars. I've done all I can. Boys ready?
Belleck says we're ready.
Assassin. I charge you to go to Notre Dame de Paris and to find there the Templar agent, Charles Gabriel Sivert. You will learn his secrets, and when you have done so, you will bring him peace in accordance with our tenets.
There we go. We got both rewards. Memory complete, sequence 3. We did the cover kills and we kept up with Belleck as well. We're now an advanced recruit. We'll do some upgrades in a second. We are rapidly running out of time for today. Obviously, we know where the next story mission is. There's a collectible here. What is this? Oh, this is an assassination rank. So we can see our rankings. We're current recruit is there. We're advanced recruit, and we're 200 points off an elite recruit. Then you've got a trainee, advanced trainee, elite trainee, apprentice, advanced apprentice, elite apprentice, soldier, advanced soldier, elite soldier, enforcer, advanced, elite veteran, officer, champion, and then assassin, then master, and then legend. Obviously the aim is to get to legend. Okay. Spend single points with story to unlock their abilities. So I think this is what we need. Character customization. Here we go. So we've got 2 skill points to spend. Let's have a look what we can do. And we've also got Staggering Strike. I'm not too worried about Staggering Strike, to be fair. Yeah, Staggering Strike doesn't bother me too much. Health is a big one. Thick Skin we haven't got. I think that would be handy. Not too worried about group healing at this point. But yeah, I think that's a good start, is Thick Skin. Okay, that's our 2 skill points spent. Gear loadout. Equipment. Colours. As I said, I think red's a bit too out there, honestly. For an assassin who's meant to be, you know, blending in. I was trying to find something lighter. Yellow's quite... That's not too bad. Peaceful Tales. It's white, red and dark brown. Yeah, that's not too bad. I want us to blend in, that's the thing. I think we'll go for that one. We have got another head. Obviously we've got some money now. We could buy a new upgrade if we wanted to. This one, the handmade Prowler hood, will give us more stealth, more health. It's not expensive either, to be fair. What else have we got? Communal Sense range is upgraded there, so stealth is better for that one. The handmade Sans Culotte. Handmade Beaujeu hood. They all look very different, to be honest. That increases our health and our stealth. Eagle vision range is increased. Health doesn't go up quite as much. What have we got here? 900 florins. Stealth goes up massively. Range there. The tailored musketeer hood. Improved prowler, we can't afford it. So we're kind of at a limit here. We could go quite expensive straight away and get a tailored military hood. A stealth as well there. Tailored musketeer hood. To be fair, the tailored musketeer hood, I think we can also upgrade this one. And if upgraded, which we can do, we have got some points, will give us an extra eagle vision. So that's the thing, all of these can be upgraded, but without upgrading we can also just buy. I'm trying to work out what would be best. I think health and anything added to that. I don't think we should go too expensive too soon. I'm not even worried what it looks like, really, essentially. I think we should get the handmade Prowler hood. So let's buy that one. Yes, we could have upgraded Arno's. But I don't want to waste upgrade points now. I think we should save them for better gear later on. We have got a choice of chest, Perusian waistcoat. There's a better one there. The handmade Prowler coat, medieval, Napoleonic. They're not expensive. Health and stealth. I suppose it depends a lot on your playstyle, doesn't it? Melee armor, ranged armor, health. That's not a bad one for tailored medieval, but I don't really... The look of it doesn't bother me. It's all about what helps us now. We could go full on Prowler, which is all health. That does give benefits, to be fair. So we'll buy that one for the time being. I am being wary of money, so we're only buying a small upgrade at this point. Forearms, again. We've got the Prowlers, which is more health based, and melee, actually. Additional damage. Low profile, high profile, additional damage, high profile noise. That's not too bad. Melee, it's quite expensive though. It's tailored braces. There are Arno's as well. 920 florins, but it will give us additional damage, high profile noise, and low profile noise. I think we'll take that. It's an expensive buy, but I think that's a big upgrade now. Our waist, we'll probably go for a small upgrade. Additional smoke bombs, additional lockpicks. That could be an interesting one. Prowler gives us health. That's a big one. That's expensive though as well, isn't it? Tailored Sans-Culottes belt. I like that though. That gives us bombs and lockpicks. I'm going to try and use bombs a lot more, I think, where possible. We haven't got much money now. I spent quite a bit of it. Falling noise, running noise. Okay, that's stealth upgrade. I'm gonna have to go for the really lower ones. I think they're not too... I don't care what they look like, I'm looking for stats. So Napoleonic breaches there will give us some increases, and then obviously outfits ignore. So we spent a fair bit of money. Weapons wise, I don't think it's time to change weapons. Or buy new ones. We can obviously buy a basket hilted. The Warhammer. Can't afford anything else. To be honest, nothing really gives us an upgrade until you spend like a 5,000 florins. The foil and the smitter seem to be the only real upgrades there. And pistols, we still haven't used them yet, to be honest. And I'm happy with what we've got. Obviously, the speed of the American flintlock would help. If we want something quicker. Or Arno's pistol, but it's 5,000 florins. Okay, I think we're good there. Oh, we can purchase boosts. I'm not going to spend anything on boosts. I think that's good. I think that looks a bit better in terms of colour. I think that does help. Right. We do need to finish because we're rapidly out of time. What do I need to do? So we're obviously here. Our best place to finish, I think, is a viewpoint. I always like to finish on a viewpoint. I think that works. This is our last daytime live stream this week. In fact, yeah, that's it after today. Until next month, until Monday. In fact. So this is the last live stream of the week. But we'll be back Monday morning. And we'll continue on Unity. Over the weekend, I'm going to try and get some of Rogue done. So we can kind of come back to it. Hopefully next week. I may be able to put something, a small stream into it or something next week just to do a little bit more. But we'll see how things go. I've got obviously scheduled video go out Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon as well. That's a multiplayer mission there. I'm ignoring multiplayer for the time being. Killed the criminals. There's criminals there. Monday morning, just for Sunday evening. Sorry, just so everyone's aware. How do I get up? Oh, there's a fast point up there, or up the stairs, obviously. Okay. Where was my viewpoint? Over here. Just for while we're here, we'll get the viewpoint. We've got a new database entry. Have a quick look at that. Yeah, Sunday evening is the for Horizon Forbidden West review and look back. Have a look at that Sunday evening. But the schedule for next week will come out Sunday afternoon, as always, at 1 PM GMT. Cafe Theatre opened on Ile Saint Louis in 1759. The Cafe Theatre was one of Paris's premier coffee houses for decades. Intellectuals, poets, philosophers and actors flocked to its tables, and the salon was a centre for political debate and discussion. Over the years, though, cafes like the Café Procope gradually supplanted it in prominence. By 1790, Cafe Theatre was a shabby, run-down place, more likely to host a second-rate bawdy comedy show than an impassioned debate. It experienced a resurgence during the Revolution and even opened several satellite locations around Paris, and remained a fixture of the city's intelligence through World War I. It was also a central clearinghouse for the Parisian Brotherhood's intelligence gathering network, a concept that was so adorably French, I don't even have words for it. Now, we're going to go grab the viewpoint, as that will give us a save. This is why we're doing it. But on top of that, we'll have a quick look at what some of the icons on the map are now showing, because there's some new ones we haven't seen before. I'm assuming we are quite close to this. Ish. We're not as close as I thought we were, are we? I thought we was a lot closer to the viewpoint than we actually are, but that's where we're going to finish for today, I think. Always nice to finish on a viewpoint. It means when we next come back, we'll be opening, when I've seen more map. As I say, this is the last live stream of the week. Unfortunately, we lost last night due to, well, hay fever, sneezing fit, and my back being horrendous because of it. But yes, we'll be back Monday morning. It was really weird to say this is the last one of the week. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, it doesn't feel really weird to say that. But yeah, as far as what we look like goes, I'm not worried. For me, it's always about stats rather than look. I'm not one for cosmetics, so for me it doesn't matter. I know some people base it on what it looks like rather than what it does skill-wise, but yeah, that's just not the way I can do things. It's never been my way, unfortunately. Okay, viewpoint is here. Before we synchronise, I'm going to have a quick look at the map. As it stands, mainly because there's new things here we haven't seen. So, this here is telling us it's an artifact. Red box, I'm not sure what they are. Locked chest. We've got Nostradamus Enigma. Solve the riddles to recover fragments of Nostradamus disc. And we've got Explore the Cafe Theatre. So this intelligent Arno has been given stewardship over Cafe Theatre. Explore the building and learn what can be done to improve it. We've got Versailles, we can fast travel back there, and Francois there. So yeah, lots to do. We've also got these little missions here. The Cult of Baphomet. That's pronunciation's horrendous. Main story-wise, where are we heading next? Missions. I've taken them all off just so we can see. Confession is where we're heading next. We're going to go after Charles Gabriel Savert. So one of the men who murdered De La Serre is meeting a client at Notre Dame. So we'll do a few things along the way, but that's our plan, to head to him. Let's synchronise, as this will gain us a save point. And that is where we'll finish for today. I think really good start. 3.5 hours into Unity. We've done the prologue, which was really nice, and it was done really well. And Arno is now officially an assassin. We're not a high-ranked assassin by any stretch, but we are an assassin. And I think that's the important part. I don't know if that didn't open any new things up, did it? I've taken everything off, that's why. All. So there's quite a few chests to grab here as well. Probably won't grab them all in one go. Nomad chest, I don't know what that's for. So lots of these I don't know much about. Initiate chest as well. But there is a mission here to explore the cafe. We'll probably do that first thing Monday morning. Obviously, the main story will take place as well. We'll do a few things along the way. There's lots to do, lots to see, and lots to discover. That's the big thing. Progress tracker, we're 8% as it stands. I think did we mess up a mission? 100% sequence 1, 75% sequence 2. Oh, because we haven't actually done anything yet, have we? Did I miss? I think I missed one of the missions up. I thought I had. Sequence 1 is 100%. I'm sure I messed something up. Yes. Smoke bomb evasions. We'll have to come back and redo that one. I think. Because I think that will affect our percentage. I'm assuming. Yeah, I think it will affect our percentage. There's card missions to do. We'll get to them at the end. Paris stories. And then we've also got miscellaneous as well. So lots of things to do. Don't want to open initiates. How do I get out of this? Oh wow, okay. I'm trying to actually leave, but I don't... Weird. I know it's auto-saved, but still. Okay, I didn't want initiates anyway. My Brotherhood. Currently offline. Oh wow, okay. I think I just need to come out of the game. So this is where we'll end. We'll end on the viewpoint. That is us done for today. And we will be back very, very soon, I'm sure. As always, thank you for the likes, the views, the comments, and the conversation. Have a good weekend. We'll see hopefully some of you Monday morning. Enjoy the content over the weekend as well. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.